Customers save 50% or more. If you need a new AC unit, don't overthink it, and definitely don't pay more than you need to. Go to newacunit.com today.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, newacunit.com.
Ron White, live.
If your eyes go bad, you can have LASIK surgery and they can give you 20/20 vision. But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
Sunday, October 4th, 8 p.m., Talking Stick Resort. Ron White, live. Tickets on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com. For mature audiences.
KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. Never a doubt, right, Diamondback fans? The Snakes avoided what would have been their worst loss of the season last night, winning it 8-7 in 12 innings. Brandon Pfaadt was phenomenal once again. 7 innings of shutout baseball, and the Diamondbacks held a 6-0 lead heading into the 8th, but Ryan Thompson would give up 3 runs in the 8th, and in the 9th, Paul Sewald gave up 3 of his own. In extras, it was James McCann's single in the 12th, and Gerardo Carajillo shutting the door that would get the Snakes across the finish line. Another huge game today as they'll look to win the season tiebreaker against the Pirates, and the perfect guy to send to the mound, Eduardo Rodriguez, gets the ball, and first pitch will be at 9:35 this morning right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And as training camp is now underway for all 32 NFL teams, find out the latest on the Cardinals over on ArizonaSports.com today. This report is brought to you by Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Worried if your retirement savings will last? Don't guess. Cash flow test it. Schedule your retirement tax and income stress test at AssetPreservationWealth.com.
Good morning. Time to get up and go to work.
The power-packed morning zoo. Are you kidding me?
Fire. It's the greatest radio show ever.
Fire.
Good morning and welcome.
The world.
Dan Bickley.
When America needs real advice about real life, they turn to Dan
Vince Marotta.
And that's crushed. Deep right center field. And Vinny has a 2-home run, 6 RBI night in the first 4 innings.
Jared Carlin.
This is a ferret. That's a ferret. Ferret. That's a ferret.
And Sammy Cebulka.
Sammy, you're not going to sing for us, are you?
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Bickley and Marotta mornings.
Shout out to Dan Bickley, my boy, him and Vince. Okay.
Time to go to work. Time to go to work.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, Valley sports fans. How is everybody doing today?
Doing well.
Oh, excellent.
It's a big day.
It is a big day. It's a 3-hour tour of Bickley and Marotta mornings today.
You know why it's a big day, too?
Why?
It's an anniversary day.
Whose
Another
anniversary?
It's the anniversary of this show.
Is it really?
13 years on the air. Yes.
Wow.
I didn't get you a gift, Bick, but just know I am wearing something slinky.
Wow. 13 years.
13 years.
Is this the longest tenure either of you have had with?
Oh, by far.
Any partner, any job,
any relationship of all?
That's half my life.
That's pretty good.
God almighty, that's
wow,
right.
13 years. You just had your 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Burns and Gambo just had their 15-year anniversary.
Wow. So this show has been on the air.
This station doesn't fire anybody.
This show has been on the air for half of Sammy's life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sammy was just having his bar mitzvah.
I remember.
When this show started.
And that's the day he truly became a man. I remember that first day, Sammy, when you were 13 years old and I think probably in 7th grade, and you ditched class to tune in to the first
I honestly was probably listening on the way to school.
Your dad was probably listening.
Or camp.
We weren't on that time.
When did you start? We were on from... Our first shift was, noon to 2, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys You weren't even in high school yet
No.
at that point.
But my dad would 98.7 every morning on the way to school, on the way to camp, like in the summertime. So it was always on. So I'm sure throughout the day I heard it.
That is pretty awesome. Wow. I was going to bring up something about the Savannah Bananas this morning, but I can't top the what.
What were you going to bring up?
The Savannah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Your reaction tells me you're not digging the Savannah Bananas because I don't either.
I don't either.
I don't either.
No, I you know why?
Why?
Because of the overexposure of it. It's on, like, they do 3-game series now, and it's all televised on ESPN.
The reason I bring this up, okay, so Sunday before we headed back towards the airport in Chicago, my wife and I like to do like nostalgia tours, just driving by places we used to live, things we used to do, bars we used to. And I got to go by Wrigley. I've got to make one lap of Wrigley Field because I love nothing more than going through the neighborhood of Wrigleyville and then boom, the ballpark just sprouts out of nowhere. It just
pretty freaking
seamlessly integrated in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get near it because all the streets were blocked off because all these yo-yo Savannah Banana fans were heading to a game. They sold out 3 consecutive games at Wrigley Field. 3 consecutive games.
Yeah.
And they shut down the whole freaking neighborhood. I couldn't get my nostalgia fix because of the Savannah Bananas. And you know what else, Jarrett? Why you would have loved it? Inside that Savannah Bananas game was the mustache bar crawl. Every year they do a mustache bar crawl in Chicago. I didn't know about this either. Everybody is wearing fake mustaches and T-shirts that says mustache bar crawl. So there was those freaks and all the Savannah Banana fans
I saw the
invading Wrigleyville.
I saw the after effects of it. The streets around Wrigleyville were not in great shape. We'll just say.
Well, I've said this before, though. It is like it or not, and it is being overexposed. I agree, but what a brilliant idea!
Yes. No, I agree.
To essentially do the baseball version of the Harlem Globetrotters, which had been around for 100 years almost. I can't believe other sports hadn't thought to do this.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm sure people have thought of it, just the execution part of it in baseball was probably really difficult.
Yeah.
Did you all see the Kerry Wood pitch?
I did not.
Okay.
I read the headline, but I didn't see the pitch.
So Kerry Wood is pitching for the Bananas. He's on the mound. He goes to his windup, and the ball's in his right hand, obviously. He throws it behind his back way up in the air. Batter doesn't even see it. He goes with the throwing motion. There's no ball in his hand, and the ball he threw behind his back up in the atmosphere dropped in perfectly for a strike. So there is a Harlem Globetrotter element to it.
Oh, of course.
You know what? That's a balk.
Yep.
That's a balk. And Vinny's wearing something slinky. Start the show, Jared.
And then Dusty Baker made him through 100 more pitches.
The Splash. The stories making waves in the sports world. The Splash.
Cannonball coming.
The Splash, brought to you by Presidential Pools, Arizona's #1 pool builder. See why at presidentialpools.com.
It was a wild, crazy 12-inning game, but it belongs to the Diamondbacks. They beat the Pirates 8-7 last night. D-backs led 6-0 behind a strong 7-inning outing from Brandon Pfaadt, but the Pirates rallied. Pfaadt scored 3 runs in the 8th against Ryan Thompson, 3 more in the 9th to tie it, courtesy of back-to-back home runs by Brandon Lau and Brian Reynolds off of Paul Sewald. D-backs surged ahead 7-6 in the 10th when Tyler Locklear scored on an error by Jared Triolo. But Pittsburgh would tie it in the bottom of the 10th when Endy Rodriguez scored on an error by Locklear. In the 12th, it was James McCann's 4th hit of the night, driving in Locklear that proved to be the winning margin as Gerardo Carrillo worked a 1-2-3 12th as one of the heroes of the game. D-backs now back in the third in a wildcard spot, a game better than the Bucks and Nationals, a game and a half in front of San Diego and 2 in front of Miami. That series concludes today. Early start, which means we've got a 3-hour show. Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound for the D-backs, countered by Pittsburgh's Jared Jones. First pitch, 9:35. Breakfast in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, game of the season, Vinny.
Yeah, we'll make way for Steve Zinsmeister and the D-backs BP show at 9 here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. Lots to get into from last night's game.
Oh, yeah.
Lots on both sides of the ledger. Arizona Cardinals were back on the practice field on Tuesday. First day in pads. for Mike LaFleur's team. Our own Tyler Drake was there and has a closer look at the competition at the wide receiver spot where Michael Wilson, according to Boom Boom, is turning into Mr. Consistency, while Marvin Harrison Jr.'s otherwise solid Tuesday practice was marred by a bad drop. You can read all about it on ArizonaSports.com and the Arizona Sports app. Elsewhere around the NFL, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan spoke to the media for the first time since his automobile crash on July 14th and took full responsibility for the collision. Shanahan explained, contrary to what was reported on Tuesday, that he was not on his phone, but he did drop it and it was stuck in the seats. He took his eyes off the road for what he described as 2 seconds when he veered off course and struck the vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. Shanahan was traveling only 20 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. He also wanted to clear up the CHP collision report that erroneously assigned blame to the 21-year-old woman driving the other vehicle for the collision.
Erroneously?
Erroneous!
Not too suspicious.
I mean, there's that, but there is a bit of responsibility and accountability by the coach.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Kyle Shanahan, and what he did is I thought that was very, very studly of him.
Yes,
because that erroneous report had the victim blamed as the perpetrator of that accident.
Yes, it did.
And a lot of people are wondering, were the cops covering for the celebrity famous head coach?
Oh, I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, I tell you, I entered the wrong form.
I erroneously clicked the wrong button. The Philadelphia Eagles have given defensive tackle Jalen Carter a 4-year, $152 million contract. When did he become a quarterback?
Yeah,
$106 million guaranteed. He's the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. The 25-year-old has been a 2-time Pro Bowler. He had 3 sacks and 33 total tackles in the middle of that Philadelphia line in 11 games last season. Some quarterback news around the league. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs could not come together on a new contract before the start of training camp. So what's Mayfield doing? Is he pouting? Is he holding in? No! He's going to play on the final year of his current deal and become an unrestricted free agent after the season. Mayfield has been with Tampa Bay for 3 years, led them to division titles in 23 and 24. And his 95 touchdown passes over the last 3 years, the second most in the NFL.
How about that?
Would you have guessed that?
I was going to say people would lose that trivia question.
Do you know who's got the most?
Josh Allen.
Jared Goff.
Oh, yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak announced that veteran Kirk Cousins will be the starting quarterback over first overall pick Fernando Mendoza to start training camp. And Pittsburgh's Aaron Rodgers said Tuesday there is, quote, zero debate about whether or not 2026 will be his final season in the NFL. The 4-time MVP threw for 3,322 yards and 24 touchdowns and leading the Steelers to the playoffs last season. I got a kick out of his quote. He thought it was over. Then McCarthy got the job, and then his quote-unquote wife told him it was okay to play another year. In the NBA, Draymond Green headed back to the Warriors. 1 year, $27.7 million contract to return for his 15th season. Green declined his $28 million option at the start of free agency to aid the Warriors in their pursuit of LeBron James. That didn't happen, so here we are. And the Phoenix Mercury back at it tonight. They resume their regular season schedule. Post-All-Star break, they will host the Golden State Valkyries tonight at Mortgage Matchup Center. Golden State comes into the game at 19-8, tied for the second best record in the league. Mercury 10-18. They've won their last 2. Tip-off at 7. If you're not headed to the game, you can catch it on USA Network and Arizona's Family Sports. And there is your splash for this Wednesday, July 29th, the 13-year anniversary of Bickley and Murata together.
Wow.
A dark day. No, I'm joking. Coming up, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Then it was the best of times again. We'll talk about a tale of 3 games in one next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios here at Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks baseball.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Diamondbacks win. It wasn't easy, and it took 12 innings, but the Diamondbacks have a 1-game lead over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh for the last wild card spot in the NL.
A 1-1 series heading into a breakfast baseball finale for Game 3. Hear it live from Pittsburgh this morning at 9 on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Jay Arthur, the current president of Drowning Prevention Coalition of Arizona and a retired captain with the Phoenix Fire Department. The number one killer of children, age 1 to 4, in Arizona is drowning. As a first responder of 36 years, a child drowning was my worst nightmare. On those calls, I would desperately try to revive a cold, limp, lifeless little child with every ounce of the skills I possessed, many times with no success. In just a few devastating moments, a child gone too soon. Don't let this be your nightmare. This is preventable. Surround your pools with an approved fence. Have high locks and audible alarms on all doors leading to the pool area. Have a designated adult with eye-to-eye contact when children are in the water. Learn how to swim and learn CPR. Drownings can happen to anyone. Please, don't be that anyone.
The D-backs host the Los Angeles Dodgers at Chase Field for a weekend series starting Friday, August 7th. Get your tickets for the matchup now at dbacks.com.
Football is back, Arizona. Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Arizona Cardinals, is proud to bring you wall-to-wall training camp coverage right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. From position battles to breakout players, we've got you covered for the first snap to the final roster cut. So grab a Bud Light, tune in, and get ready for another Cardinals season. Bud Light, upgrade your game day. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light, St. Louis, Missouri.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman's stainless steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Temperatures are rising, and so are AC costs. But Collins Comfort Masters can help you stay cool without breaking the bank. Get a new high-efficiency Lennox AC system installed for as low as $99 a month. Serious comfort at a seriously cool price. Collins Comfort Masters has served the Valley for over 40 years. Call 480-NO-WORRY or visit collinscomfort.com to schedule today. Collins Comfort Masters, your no-worry solution for air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and water filtration.
Orthopedic care. At Abrazo Health, we believe these two words are better together. When joint pain postpones a walk with friends or halts a weekend hike, recruit our orthopedic physicians, surgeons, and physical therapists to join your team. From our minimally invasive advanced technology designed to improve patient outcome to our comprehensive rehabilitation program, start your journey to a pain-free life. Find your partner in care at abrazohealth.com/orthopedics.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Arizona Sports.
Swung on, that is hit high and deep.
Bickley and Murata talk D-backs baseball now.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Diamondbacks win. It wasn't easy, and it took 12 innings, but the Diamondbacks have a one-game lead over Pittsburgh for the last wild card spot in the NL.
Mike Farron on the final call last night. It wasn't easy. That was the theme. Looked like it was going to be.
Yeah.
6-0.
Until it wasn't.
6 outs to go, and it turned into a debacle.
Wow.
In Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Went 12 innings.
Lasted 4 hours.
Teams trading errors. You got to the point where, okay, the Diamondbacks, do they want to win this game? Do the Pirates want to win this game? It went back and forth on which team wanted it less. But the D-backs come out on top, 8, 7, and 12 innings. And I said this last week, and I can't reverse course on this because there was frustration in watching the game. And you get washed over with those feelings like they don't deserve to win this game. We can't nitpick the ingredients of a win. I said this. You just have to appreciate the win. Stacking wins is the most important thing. Now, will a win like this have ramifications moving forward? Likely, because they had to go through their whole bullpen with a 6-run lead. But it is a win at the end of the day.
The big question is, can Torey Lovello give the ball to Paul Sewald again in a closing situation? And I think the answer is no. I think that last night was that was a revelation that there's not any toothpaste left in the tube to me. Just hung a couple of pitches that were blasted for towering home runs.
Let me take it.
And they just felt so. They just seemed to be so mocking of the pitcher. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was, man, was that deflating.
I'm not disagreeing with your assessment. I'm not disagreeing with you bringing up the question. But you can't avoid the fact that Paul Sewald should have never been in the game either.
Well,
can you continue to give the ball to Ryan Thompson?
That's another. But both of those guys are on the struggle bus. They have both been gas cans
in his
as of
last
late.
4 outings, Ryan Thompson was handed the ball in St. Louis with an 8-run lead, and it got way too close. And last night with a 6-run lead, and he gave up half the lead, necessitating a move to go to your closer.
And Sewald, in 8 of his last 13 appearances, he's given up runs. And multiple
Paul
runs
Sewald,
in some
as
of
a
those.
closer, has a 5.26 ERA. That's pretty absurd when you think about it. Ryan Thompson has allowed 8 runs in his last 4 innings.
Yep. Ryan Thompson's ERA has jumped from 2.95 to 4.38 over his last 4
Now, for a
outings.
long time, Sewald was great in save situations, awful in everything else. So his ERA was sort of better than it looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's now blown 2 of his last 3 saves.
But still only 3 total on the year.
We've went into the year saying, like, really anything they get from Paul Sewald will be a bonus. They don't have a lot of expectations for him. He's given them a lot, probably for a longer amount of time, but
you thought.
Absolutely feels like he's hitting a wall right when you were supposed to have A.J. Puck coming back, Justin Martinez about to come back, and we don't know the timelines.
Yeah, it was an up and down night for the bullpen, especially at that position. Because you had some unsung heroes like Carrillo coming in and throwing you 2 innings to close it out.
Where did that come from? Gerardo Carrillo.
Gerardo Carrillo. Carrillo. There we go. Should have asked someone.
Boy, Jared. Boy, did you just catch a stray?
I just wanted to make sure you knew who we were talking about.
Hey, I looked up the pronunciation guide, and that's what I interpreted it as.
That's okay.
Wrong.
This guy was low leverage, long relief, and suddenly, here you go, son.
Season on the line.
Season on the line, son. Here you go.
They had to burn everybody else.
Yeah, get us to the finish line, son, and he did. He did.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to play some sound from Tori about the
Gerardo Carrillo,
the roller coaster night by Gerardo Carrillo and the bullpen.
You get into that situation, you're up 6-0, you got 6 outs to go, and the Pirates, like I said, are fighting for the same thing we are, and they're a good baseball team as we are. So they're not gonna just roll over and go away. So you got to give them some credit. But overall, we let things get away from us. Made some mistakes on the mound. That happens. RT's, he's been very flexible with usage. He's been in any role that we've called upon him in. Unfortunately, he couldn't go out there and execute. It's part of the game. And he's got to rebound and get after it as soon as he can tomorrow. But I felt like there was a couple key moments. The Garcia entering the game to stop things in the 8th, and then the Murillo situation in the 9th kind of gave us some footing and pushed us towards the extra innings.
I believe that's pronounced Murillo.
Juan Murillo, by the way, in my opinion, is the guy that probably should get the ball temporarily
the way
as
he's pitching
closer
right now.
Yeah, he's got a power arm. He best fits the profile.
Did you see my mystery on Juan Murillo that I posted the other night?
I did not.
I saw a social media graphic that somebody put out on Instagram. The lightest players, according to weight, in Major League Baseball. And it had Juan Murillo listed as 150 pounds.
Oh, he's not 150 pounds.
I looked it up on Baseball Reference. I looked it up on MLB.com, Wikipedia, and the Diamondbacks official site. He's listed as 6'1", 150 pounds on every.
It's impossible.
If he's 150 pounds,
So,
I'm 200.
I'm 6'1". I'm currently about 173 pounds, 172 pounds, something
Look at
like
you,
around
you
that.
svelte machine.
So he's
wow.
So he is.
Get your tuchus off the camera, Jared.
He is 20 pounds lighter than me.
It's got to be
at the same height.
That's
It's got to be
impossible.
some laziness, clerical error that has just followed him throughout his career.
Yeah, the same guy who entered that data took care of Kyle Shanahan's car accident.
It was the girl's fault.
Right, putting wrong data. He's 210 easily.
I think he's probably closer to two. I mean, he's solidly built.
He's solidly built.
He looks
150.
like 230 at least.
How did you even notice that?
Because of that social media post.
Oh,
I was
okay, that's
looking,
right.
I was
That's
like,
right.
Who
You
are
told me
these
that.
small
Yeah.
guys? And I was like,
he's not
Juan Murillo.
Right. Wow, that's wild.
What happened when he put his other leg on the scale?
Exactly.
And hey, guys, just a nice 3 for 27 with runners in scoring position last
Can you
night.
imagine that? They made 24 outs with runners in scoring
It was a
position
team
last
record.
night. Yeah. That's insane.
Unbelievable. But
again, we're being too negative here because they because they
survived it.
They jumped on the Pirates and they survived it. And props to James McCann who had 4 hits in that big game winner.
And Brandon Pfaadt was amazing. We'll get into Brandon Pfaadt
Nolan
later on.
Arenado had a nice game. So
But on the closer, after he gave Paul Sewald kind of a vote of confidence verbally, there was a follow-up question from the media to Torey Lovello about, would you go to Sewald again in a save situation? Quote, I haven't thought anything about tomorrow. I have to get through this right now. If there is something that will happen, I'll make sure that I talk to the right people first. So interpret that as you will.
Yeah, meaning he's got to have a conversation with Mike Hazen and Emil Saudier.
And maybe Paul Sewald.
Yeah.
Or maybe because the bullpen is taxed at this point, we'll see James McCann closing out today.
Wait, listen, we all saw the same thing. There was nothing on those pitches that Sewald threw up there.
No.
Nothing.
He threw the first fastball, and it was a good high fastball, and I was like, okay. And then it was all downhill from there. I go, don't miss with that pitch.
And he missed.
And he missed.
He did. Coming up next, during his career so far, Marvin Harrison Jr. has caught a lot of strays from critics. And during this preseason, that's about all he's caught. Oh, Jared! What are you saying?
Wow, it's not Friday yet, Jared.
We'll get into it next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The Give-a-thon for Phoenix Children's is coming in August. You'll hear from the patients and families getting life-saving care at one of our country's premier children's hospital networks. The Give-a-thon for Phoenix Children's is presented by your Valley Hyundai dealers and Y-Refi.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here for QC Kinetics. I'm a big believer in your body's natural ability to heal itself. I'm a big believer in what QC Kinetics can do for you, and I say that for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I've leaned on them twice. Once they helped me avoid surgery when I tore my meniscus 6 years ago. More recently, went through a 5-round treatment for a real bad case of tennis elbow. Jolting pain every time I struck a golf ball. I am profoundly better. They've helped me dramatically on 2 different occasions. Then you find out that the patient satisfaction rate nationally with QC Kinetics is a staggering 92%. 92% means this stuff works, and what QC Kinetics gives you is advanced regenerative medicine, cellular level treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue wherever you are hurting, and the results are long-lasting relief. These treatments are backed by science. They happen right in the office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. What happens is the inflammation calms down, the pain backs off, and suddenly you're kind of feeling like your old self again. So if you're dealing with any kind of chronic joint pain, go check out what these cutting cutting-edge options can do for you. The consultation is free. You can find them with clinics in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. Get on the books by calling 602-837-PAIN, 602-837-7246 for QC Kinetics.
Hi, folks. Jody Jackson here. My friends at Y-Refi are humbled to be this year's co-presenting sponsor of the Phoenix Children's Hospital Give-a-thon. And at Y-Refi, they understand college didn't turn out how a lot of us hoped. The degree? Check. But the debt and detours, not what anyone planned. That's why Y-Refi helps struggling borrowers refinance private student loans with a plan that actually works. Visit yrefi.com today. That's YREFY.com. Y-Refi is not available in all states.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan. As a Marine veteran and owner of Precision Air and Plumbing, I'm reminded of the values that make this country great. Hard work, service, and taking care of your neighbors. As America celebrates 250 years of freedom, Precision is offering up to $2,500 off a new AC unit. Freedom from interest with 0% financing for 60 months and freedom from payments until 2027. Precision Air and Plumbing, veteran owned. Make the Precision decision today.
What do we get with a built Ford tough truck? Easy, more capability, durability, more confidence for whatever the road or job throws our way. Paul Calvisi here. Quality, that means America's best-selling line of trucks, the Ford F-150 and Super Duty. Work truck or versatile SUV for the family, our Desert Ford dealers have us covered. And right now, on the best-selling truck brand in Arizona, get a 2026 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR financing for 72 months. Plus $1,000 matching down payment, plus 2-year premium maintenance plan, and 90 days deferred payments. What's more, on a 2026 Ford Explorer, get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 matching down payment, that 2-year premium maintenance plan, and 90 days deferred payments at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. If I had told you the Diamondbacks were 3 for 27 with runners in scoring position and their closer would give up 3 runs in the 9th, but they would win it in 12 innings, you would take it, right? Well, that is exactly what happened after getting 7 innings of near flawless baseball from Brandon Pfaadt. He turned over a 6-0 lead to the bullpen, and between Ryan Thompson and Paul Sewald, they would give it up. And in extras, it was nothing short of stressful, but eventually it was the unlikely heroes of James McCann and Gerardo Carrillo that would come through, and the Diamondbacks got an 8-7 win and are now back in the driver's seat in the 3rd wild card spot. Today, it's time for some morning baseball as Eduardo Rodriguez will get the ball in a massive spot. First pitch from Pittsburgh will be at 9:35 this morning, right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And with 9 days till the Hall of Fame game, get all you need to know about the Cardinals and training camp over on ArizonaSports.com today. This report is brought to you by Freeway Chevrolet. This summer, get employee pricing plus 0% APR for 60 months on new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500s at Freeway Chevrolet. New retail delivery by August 3rd.
The home of Arizona Cardinals football. Arizona Sports on YouTube. The app, 98.7 FM. Cardinals Camp 2026. Back to football. With Bickley and Murata. Training camp coverage presented by Bud Light.
Snap to Brissett, straight drop. Throws a deep ball, a fade, left side in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Harrison could not come down with it. I think he just dropped it.
He's not been that player yet. He hasn't looked particularly fast, dynamic. He had this awkward relationship with Kyler Murray where they just couldn't get on the same page ever about anything, particularly back shoulder throws. One of them was always doing something different to the other one. And he's not been bad, but he hasn't looked like the player that goes 4 overall, is the best wide receiver in a draft class. You know, at this point, it doesn't even look like he has that ceiling in him, and that's different from what people thought when he was coming out.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison drop called by Dave Pasch late last season. Steve Palazzolo and Sam Monson on their podcast talking about Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's one of the big questions going into this year is, hey, he was the 4th overall draft pick. We've been waiting to see the unlocking of Marvin Harrison Jr., and he's been tantalizing at times and frustrating at times. And it was 1 rep this week and 1 rep last week at Cardinals training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And those reps, they make their way around the internet now. Social media runs with those instances, and 2 instances of bad drops on plays where Marvin Harrison Jr. was wide open. One in 11 on 11 yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And one was just a throwing drill last week where it was kind of a half-hearted attempt to go up to a high ball and didn't come down with it and just kind of looked awkward. But that's what's following. That's what he's trying to combat right now. And he's one of those players, Bick, that when he does make a play or fail to make a play like that, it is going to go viral.
Well, what's interesting about this is they've got a new system that's happening at Cardinal practice now, and Mike LaFleur reported, well, I'm citing a report, which is why I'm saying reportedly. Mike LaFleur brought this with him from Sean McVay and Los Angeles, and what they do is they tape every play of practice in real time, and then they put it immediately up on the Jumbotrons. So it's immediate, instant replay of every single play in 11 on 11s, and it adds and it helps in the real-time coaching, real-time teaching. And it's kind of neat to see, but in the case of Marvin Harrison Jr., it kind of led to this viral video that you're talking about, because most of the videos of the drop are from the Jumbotron, the replay of it all. And I think you're right. It's a play where it just really hammers home that this kid is getting dangerously close to being dangerously underwhelming as a number 4 overall draft pick. And again, it's just one moment in time, but he makes a clean break. He's wide open. He's near the goal line. He looks up too soon, and he doesn't catch the football. And this is you'd love to say that this is a rare thing with him, but it's not.
Not as rare as it needs to be. Drops happen even to the best of wide receivers, but they've been too frequent for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Way too frequent for a guy that's supposed to be a generational wide receiver.
Yeah.
And some of these also, because it looks like effort, not necessarily like skill, like, oh, he couldn't make the catch. It's just like he didn't go all out to make the catch. He didn't really try to make the catch, even though it's practice.
And there was some concern, too, going back to the Sunday practice at State Farm Stadium, that Marvin Harrison Jr. was dealing with some kind of leg issue or something, and everybody speculates on that. Oh, it's his Achilles. He's done. No, that's not the case, and Mike LaFleur shot that down.
Cramping. Yep. He's totally good. He's cramping. We're indoors.
Yeah, cramping. You know what that means. You got to get that pickle juice.
Oh, yeah. Have him call Merrill Kelly.
Some bananas.
Hey, Merrill Kelly has done,
haven't heard that.
We haven't heard that.
He's completely licked the cramping problem, but he did bring that up after his start the other night, after he got sick on the mound, that he's overhydrated. And it was just the heat and the humidity in Pittsburgh with the hydration levels that he's at.
Okay.
Just his tummy got a little upset. Anyway, the cut that we played, too, from the podcast, the Steve Palazzolo, Sam Monson podcast, one of the elements that they brought up has been taken out of the picture. They mentioned the awkward relationship with Kyler Murray. Couldn't get on the same page. That is no longer an issue. We've seen Jacoby Brissett. The strength of him as the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals is his ability to connect with individuals. He certainly unlocked Trey McBride as a red zone threat. He very, very instrumental in the elevation of Michael Wilson.
No doubt.
It didn't have the same effects with Marvin Harrison Jr. Harrison Jr. played 6 games with Jacoby Brissett. His numbers were basically the same as they were the last 6 games he played with Kyler Murray. Can he connect with Marvin Harrison Jr.? I think that's a real thing to look for, because if it's another quarterback that your 4th overall pick can't connect with, maybe he can't connect with many people.
Yeah. Well, then, listen, I think that's a very fair assumption. And I think the trick now going into this, because Michael Wilson, by all accounts, is having a terrific camp so far. He looks every bit the player that he looked for the back half and then some of last season. So Michael Wilson is trending to be wide receiver 1. Sure looks like that. But the big question was, can you get both of these guys functioning at the same time? You know what I mean? Because it seemed like last year, if Michael Wilson was getting fed, Marvin Harrison Jr. was forgotten.
Yeah.
And I think they both need to be integral parts of a passing offense. And then you've got Trey McBride for all the other stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, because there are times when I look at Marvin Harrison Jr. and I see all the skill in the world, and then there are times where, Jarrett used the word where he looks like he's not giving full effort. There are just some times when I've just wondered if there's enough dog in Marvin Harrison Jr., that he's got too much softness in his game. That he seems to get intimidated. He gets thrown off his game by the most physical teams and physical players. We all remember that first half against the Seahawks. He rebounded very well in that game.
He did.
But this is a huge year for him. If you don't produce in year 3 as the 4th overall draft pick, we all have problems.
Well, and look, it's a problem for the Cardinals, but this is certainly for his future earning. This is a gigantic year for him. Because
yes.
We're talking about, it's about time to start thinking about a second contract for Marvin Harrison Jr. And I don't think the Cardinals front office could feel great about writing that check right now. Not based on what we've seen.
Not based on what we've seen, exactly.
Yeah, so that's one of the storylines coming from Cardinals camp, and you're right. And you can read more about that from Tyler Boom Boom Drake on ArizonaSports.com. He's starting to call Michael Wilson Mr. Consistency, which is exciting. But you kind of illustrated it perfectly. We haven't seen the Cardinals. One of the things people look at from a positive with the Cardinals offense is, wow, they got a good number of weapons. But if your weapons aren't all available to you as weapons on any given play because of whatever reason, you're hamstrung. And they haven't really had that, even before they had this really deep running back room, which we haven't gotten into today.
Yeah, I do like, though, the route that Marvin Harrison, the route that went viral, that Marvin Harrison Jr. dropped the pass on. You love to see him kind of running those intermediate, cutting across the field kind of routes right in the middle of the field. There's a lot of open space in there. And those are the kind of routes he wasn't getting a lot of last year.
Was it because the quarterback couldn't see the middle of the field?
Yeah, see, there's
at least for the first 5 games. I want to remind you, Chance the Rapper is bringing the Coloring Book 10-year anniversary tour to Arizona Financial Theater on September 16th. We've got your tickets. You can text the word Chance to 620-620 or head to the contest page at arizonasports.com to enter for your chance to win. Coming up next, we'll go around the NFL, talk about who got paid, who didn't get paid, who took some responsibility. That's all next. It's Bickley and Marotta Mornings on this Wednesday here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Arizona Sports. Countdown to Canton. The Arizona Cardinals franchise and the entire world will witness the induction of one of the NFL's greatest.
It's a dream come true.
Into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on August 8th.
Palmer in the gun. 3 receivers set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left on 3rd and 2 at the 33-yard line of Atlanta. Snap to Palmer. Short set. Fires far side, and it's over the head of Larry Fitzgerald, but he somehow caught it. What an incredible grab at the 16-yard line. A gain of almost 20 yards on the play, and it's a first down.
There's no substitute for a freak on a fade. That's what Larry Fitzgerald is. A one-handed grab from the Japanese fighting fish.
He didn't pull it to the chest or anything. He just cupped it.
Wow.
More memories of number 11 coming your way on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM as we continue our countdown to Canton.
Sports fans know better than anyone the benefits and the advantage of having a home field advantage. That's what you're going to get from my friends at Advanced Window Products, Arizona's #1 window replacement company. And I say that because they've got their own factory right here in the valley. It's located in Tolleson, and in that factory, they are going to build windows specifically built for the harsh desert climate, talking about triple low E protection that reflects up to 98% of harmful UV rays. They come with monsoon-ready seals to protect you during heavy winds, and a great warranty that features accidental glass breakage, which means if anything ever happens to your window, if a rock, a bird, a golf ball breaks it, they come out and replace it. No questions asked. Advanced Window Products celebrating their 40th year in business. Like I said, they're Arizona's #1 window replacement company. I had them replace all of my windows. Couldn't be happier with the finished product. The installation, the cleanup process was fantastic, and their crews are a full-time vetted crews, never random subcontractors, and that makes a big difference. Give them a call. Find out about their great summer special they've got going on right now. You don't want to miss it. 480-676-3600, 480-676-3600 for Advanced Window Products.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time. Buy online. NewACUnit.com.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Murata. Hash marks.
First of all, Kyle Shanahan was very emotional today, speaking about this accident for the first time since he suffered it. And the one thing he wanted to make clear to everyone is that this accident was his fault. Let me run you through the timeline real quick, Kevin. I got a text message this morning that said, how fast can you get to Levi Stadium? Kyle wants to clarify some things. So that was spurred on by that collision report, which indicated that the 21-year-old female driver was at fault. Kyle Shanahan wanted to correct that. We looked into further why that report was incorrect.
It's Nick Wagner from ESPN, covers the 49ers. First of all, let me just say this. Is it insensitive or irresponsible when you're dealing with a story like this? Hey, the person in this accident wants to clarify things. Drive to the stadium as fast as you can.
Oh, that's funny.
He wants to clarify it to the media.
Yeah, that didn't strike me when they said it, but that is kind of ironic.
So that did happen yesterday. It wasn't like in a press conference setting. Apparently, Kyle Shanahan took a group of beat writers, pulled them into the office, explained things, got emotional. Here was more about what went down in that meeting and why that initial California Highway Patrol report was incorrect.
The Palo Alto Police Department tells me this afternoon that it was a clerical error on their end. They are in the process of correcting it, where they just simply assigned the blame to the wrong person when clicking a button. Shanahan then went into the details of the accident, said he was driving about 20 miles per hour. He reached down between the seats because his phone fell down there. When he looked back up, he took his eyes off the road for a couple of seconds. It was too late to swerve. He hit a 21-year-old female driver head on, suffering all the injuries that he had, and not least of which, of course, is that concussion, which is still lingering and keeping him away from full-time duties right now.
Look, we talked about this in the Splash a little bit, and accountability at the top of it. Yeah, you tip your cap to Kyle Shanahan. There's still a lot of people that are doubting the veracity of what's being put out there. You know, if he wasn't on his phone and it fell between the seats, why do you need the phone?
Well,
just get it when you stop.
Yeah, listen, there is that. And you think that all this began, this whole thing had been under wraps for 13 days, basically.
Yeah.
Where some people knew, didn't say so. There was a media flap that ensued between Bay Area writers and Mike Florio, who accused them of just letting the 49ers dictate terms of their journalism, and that they were too compliant with the team. And then one guy who covers the 49ers for SI.com went through some public records and was able to piece together that his cell phone was in usage. And that led to the subsequent events. Namely, that the initial police report blamed the 21-year-old victim as the perpetrator and the cause of the crash. And then on top of it, Kyle Shanahan has a little confab with select media people to set the record straight. I at least give Kyle Shanahan credit for doing that.
I do too.
But you're right. The whole thing seems very, very suspicious. The bottom line is that Kyle Shanahan suffered a lot of serious injuries, and it's going to probably affect the 49ers in the short term. If he's dealing with a bad concussion, and look, one time I got T-boned. You remember that accident I was in not that long ago.
Right down the street
when that airbag goes off right in your face, you will get a concussion. That's exactly what happened to me, and that's exactly what happened to Kyle Shanahan.
Yep. Elsewhere around the league, we mentioned this in the Splash as well. Baker Mayfield has been in months-long contract negotiations with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Nothing comes to fruition, but he had set a deadline. Hey, I'm not going to drag this into the start of camp. I'm not going to negotiate once camp starts, but he's made the determination that he's going to play this season in the last year of his deal, which you don't see a lot, and then become a free agent at the end of the year. Here's more from Adam Schefter.
Baker Mayfield essentially issued a soft deadline or a hard deadline of the start of training camp for a new deal, and said if he didn't have a new deal in place by the time training camp began, he would not talk during the season. Now, apparently, talks are off. He's going to play this year out. He's scheduled to become a free agent after the season. The Buccaneers have their franchise tag available. Hard to imagine they would just let Baker Mayfield walk as a free agent, but that's down the line. There is the season to get through. There'll be a lot on the line. And usually when Baker has a chip on his shoulder and something to prove, usually that brings out the best in him. And I think that's what he's hoping for this year.
Look, I think the last thing that Adam Schefter said there is interesting. Baker Mayfield does strike you as that type of player. But then if you turn the focus on the organization, what is Tampa Bay doing? Like, Baker Mayfield's been really good for them. They have that going on. They also have their best defensive player, arguably, in Vita Vea. Now asking for a trade, that might be posturing and negotiating tactics when it's all said and done, but that can't be a great place for the Buccaneers to be, to have your best offensive player or most important offensive player and your most important defensive player both unhappy at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, isn't it? Because you would think that Baker Mayfield has been pretty tremendous for the Buccaneers, and to his credit, and maybe even to his financial detriment, he played through many, many injuries last year, and many people have kind of speculated that his toughness, while a big part of his allure and his charm, is also it doesn't serve him well at times. He's hurt himself after trying to make big-time tackles after throwing interceptions, and he's not getting contractually rewarded this year.
He's
largely because he was very inconsistent due to injuries last year. So I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. But the idea of Baker Mayfield being a free agent next year, I know has interested a lot of Cardinal fans. I don't know what you think of that. I don't know what you think of him.
I love Baker Mayfield.
I've grown to really respect Baker Mayfield for a lot of the reasons that you just said people consider criticisms. I like a tough quarterback. Now, he's kind of like
especially after you've gone through Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to, but it's true. It's very true.
But he's also, like, as a player, mentality-wise, he's kind of like the low-fat version of Cam Scatterbo.
Yep.
You know?
I'd agree with that.
Because a quarterback can't behave like Scatterbo behaves all the time, but in terms of taking risks, putting your body on the line, playing through injury, caution to the wind, Baker Mayfield's at the top of that list.
No doubt about it.
Do you think he's as good as his stats say he is?
I do, because he's very good in the clutch, and he's proven that many, many different times.
He is. I also think, a lot of the things, especially with Tampa Bay on his resume that are there, a couple of division championships, trips to the playoffs, a lot of that has to do with the division they've played in. It's not been a good division in the NFC South for the last couple of years, but that's not his problem.
He is, for me, he's the working model that proves a quarterback is only, some quarterbacks are only as good as the organization they play for. I'll never forget when Baker Mayfield came through here with the Panthers, and I watched that football game, and I'm like, this guy is El Succo, Jarrett.
He's Suckaroo.
This guy cannot play.
Talk about crap-a-rama.
That's it. And yet you get him in a good organization, and he's excellent. Same thing with Sam Darnold, and the list goes on and on and on. So I do think Baker Mayfield is top 15 quarterback. I do like him a lot, so I don't know what the Buccaneers are thinking. I do know that there have been a lot of people over the years who think that Baker Mayfield's a lot, that there's a lot of added drama. There's a lot of things that he says that the team has to back up. He picks fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot that comes with Baker Mayfield. But I think there's been a lot of production. There's been a lot of grit. There's been a lot of toughness. There's been a lot of clutch performances. Yeah, I like that. I like the quarterback a lot more than I used to. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you.
You remember that day we were doing a live broadcast in Old Town Scottsdale, and he was like at the bar we were broadcasting out of?
Him and Mark Andrews.
That's right.
Christian Yelich.
Wow.
It was a bro fest, Sammy. They were all drinking White Claws. You would have loved it.
It was when White Claw first came out.
Yes.
White Claw's falling off a cliff.
It was right when they first started, and Baker Mayfield starts drinking White Claws. Like an hour later, you didn't stick around.
I didn't.
I stuck around. I turned it into an all-night affair.
Dedication, right?
That's right, you did.
But within an hour, everybody in the bar was drinking White Claw.
Oh, that's wild. The power of celebrity.
Yes. And this was back when he was in Cleveland. An autographed Larry Fitzgerald football could be yours. We're down to the final four in the Countdown to Canton Best Fits Moments bracket. Round 3 voting is open through Sunday. If you haven't voted yet, don't worry. You can jump in now. Text FITZ, F-I-T-Z, to 620-620 for the link to the bracket. Coming up next, from being sent down to really stepping up, we'll talk Brandon Fott's amazing turnaround next. Fott. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Win one of 3 signed Larry Fitzgerald footballs from Arizona Sports as we celebrate First Ballot Fitz.
Larry Legend does it again!
We've picked 16 of Fitz's greatest plays, and you get to decide which one is the best.
And it's a pitch to Fitz, running straight ahead into the end zone, the shovel pass for the touchdown and the win!
Head to the Arizona Sports Contest page to cast your vote. When you vote, you're automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 signed Larry Fitzgerald footballs.
Fitz is loose 40, 30, goodbye!
Countdown to Canton. Winners announced August 7th. Vote now on the contest page at arizonasports.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm with the president of Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax, Stuart Willis. Stuart, I've got a friend going through a divorce. He's worried about what it could do to his retirement. What should someone in that situation be thinking about?
Well, Gambo, the biggest thing is this. Divorce doesn't just divide assets. It can completely rewrite your retirement plan. Someone may have thought they were only 5 years away from retirement, but after dividing retirement accounts and pensions, home equity, income, and future expenses, that timeline may change.
So how do you help someone get clarity?
Well, we cash flow out the new retirement picture. At Asset Preservation, we use planning software like eMoney to model out their income, expenses, taxes, Social Security, everything. We don't replace the divorce attorney, but we can help people understand whether the settlement supports their long-term retirement goals.
Call Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax at 602-877-PLAN or go to assetpreservationwealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor.
I'm Grace Dunlop, and at Presidential Pools and Spas, we believe building pools should build up our community too. That's why we've partnered with Phoenix Children's Hospital. Now through August 21st, when you build your pool with us, a portion of your purchase supports life-saving care for Arizona kids. You get the backyard you always wanted, and a child gets hope. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at presidentialpools.com. That's presidentialpools.com.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
By the time August rolls around, you've stopped being surprised by the heat. You walk outside, you get in your car, and wait for the AC to catch up. And at the end of the day, the one place you need to be cool is home. Your AC has been running since May, morning, noon, and night. And when it stays hot overnight, it never gets a rest. It just keeps grinding until something gives. At Gettle, we've been doing this for over 85 years. We know what a summer like this does to a system. Call us and make sure your home is the one place the heat can't follow you. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
KMVP FM Phoenix.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. Never a doubt, right, Diamondback fans? The Snakes avoided what would have been their worst loss of the season last night, winning it 8-7 in 12 innings. Brandon Pfaadt was phenomenal once again. 7 innings of shutout baseball, and the Diamondbacks held a 6-0 lead heading into the 8th, but Ryan Thompson would give up 3 runs. And in the 9th, Paul Sewald would give up 3 of his own. In extras, it was James McCann's single in the 12th and Gerardo Carrillo shutting the door that would get the Snakes across the finish line. Another huge game today as they'll look to win the season tiebreaker against the Pirates. And the perfect guy to send to the mound, Eduardo Rodriguez, gets the ball, and first pitch will be at 9:35 this morning right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And as training camp is now underway for all 32 NFL teams, find out the latest on the Cardinals over on ArizonaSports.com today. And this report is brought to you by Earnhardt Buick GMC. Get up to $15,000 off a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 at Earnhardt Buick GMC in Mesa or at EarnhardtBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Arizona Sports.
Swung on, that is hit high and deep.
Bickley and Marana talk D-backs baseball now.
And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Mangum down on strikes. And 7 shutout innings in the books for Brandon Pfaadt tonight.
Yeah, that's what's unfortunate about it. He deserved to win this baseball game, right? You go 7 strong innings. He was getting a little fatigued. We knew we were going to stretch him over that 100-pitch mark, but he assured us he was ready to go back out and compete in the 7th, and he didn't let us down.
Brandon Pfaadt. I should have had you had the Luke Brandon Pfaadt drop ready to go, Jared. He was Pfaatbulous, as the phrase.
A lot of people are saying that now.
Yeah, they are saying it's catching.
Brandon Pfaadt.
There it is. 7 innings, 6 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He went over the 100-pitch mark, and he left the game with a 6-0 lead, and well on his way to picking up his 6th straight personal victory since returning from his minor league stint.
Wow.
That
He's
didn't
been
happen
so impressive.
because the bullpen let him down. The Diamondbacks do get the win, but he has been impressive as not really even the word to cover it. In his last 6 starts, the Diamondbacks are 6-0. He's 5-0. His ERA 1.85, and he's not doing it on a steady diet of swing and miss and strikeouts.
Yeah,
he got 18 strikeouts
exactly
in that span.
No, listen, he's completely kind of reinvented himself. He's gone from being a power guy that racked up pitches and strikeouts to being a guy who is attacking and drawing contact and soft contact and stacking innings. And part of the reason why I never gave up on Brandon Pfaadt, aside from the fact that I do like the young man a lot, is he's got a special kind of mental toughness to him. And that was very, very apparent during the postseason run in 2023 when he made any number of really clutch big stage kind of performances, and he's had a lot of struggles since then. But kids like that and athletes like that who've got that kind of mental tenacity, they can find their way back, and he has. I love the fact that both he and Ryan Nelson, they've had to endure really emasculating trips back to the minor leagues, and I've seen this with other baseball organizations. Sometimes that ruins young pitchers. When you get sent back down to the minors and you're so used to the major league amenities.
They've also lost their starting roles and been sent to the bullpen, both of them as well.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And for Pfaadt, that's happened after a contract extension to lock him up.
Exactly.
Which makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, and so both those guys have shown a lot of resolve in neither one of them have really had any kinds of pity parties when they've been demoted, which says a lot about them. And I think it also says a lot about the organization. I think that to their credit, I think when Torey Lovello and Mike Hazen tell players, go down, work on this, and you'll get back here, they believe them. Mm-hmm. There's a healthy amount of trust that this organization creates with their players. And they should be proud of that because not every baseball team runs like that.
Now, whoever worked with Pfaadt, can they work with Zach Gallen?
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the clock is ticking because there's less than half a season left, and Zach Gallen's still currently injured, quote unquote. I mean, how much are you going to get from him, even if you do unlock something? I don't think Zach Gallen's going to be part of this organization next year. But a lot of that is because of what Brandon Pfaadt has done. Where would this team be without him in the last month?
Oh, I know.
It's especially like right as Soroka sort of went down, Pfaadt stepped right in.
I don't want to say this as like a slight to Gallen, but Pfaadt has been the anti-Gallen. Every time Brandon Pfaadt pitches, the Diamondbacks have won the last 6 games. It felt like every time Gallen got the ball, the team would somehow find a way to lose.
Yeah, but you hit on something interesting too, Bick, when you talked about what Brandon Pfaadt did in his rookie season of 2023. The regular season numbers were not good. He struggled to keep the ball in the ballpark. When the games got bigger, Brandon Pfaadt got bigger. Mm-hmm. The organization realized it. They took care of him. But since 2023, he's kind of been the human embodiment of something that we talk about that irks a lot of people, and that is that never-ending quest for Diamondbacks baseball. We're all like waiting for Brandon Pfaadt to be the 2023 version of himself, the postseason version of himself, and he hasn't been. Mm-hmm. In 2024, 2025, he looked like he was just going to be a guy that took the ball every 5th day, was an innings eater, win double-digit games, have an ERA about 4.5 or higher, and just be a steady member of a rotation.
Back-end guy of the rotation.
What he has proved in his last 6 starts is the potential in the ceiling is still so much higher than that.
Oh, he's been in great command.
And that's been really fun to watch because he is an easy guy to root for.
Oh, my goodness. And the fact that he's kind of eliminated the walks and the home runs from his game makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. And again, the strikeout numbers. In 2024, for the full season, strikeouts per 9 innings, 9.2, respectable number. That's down over 3 strikeouts to this year. Mm-hmm. So he is winning games by pitching to contact.
Yes, he's attacking the zone, and it's Mike Hazen made that very impassioned plea not that long ago on this radio station that that's what he wants from his pitchers. Get the ball over the plate, compete at home plate, don't nibble.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks...
Jarrett doesn't nibble.
No. Full-throated.
He attacks the zone.
He attacks the zone.
He's relentless in the zone.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And the Diamondbacks counting on another good start today from Eduardo Rodriguez. It's very rare in 2026 when you look at an individual game and say, they might need 9 from their starter.
Oh.
Because when you're 6 outs away with a 6-run lead and you have to burn through almost your entire bullpen to get a win.
Yeah.
Yes, the win is great. Mm-hmm. Not an ideal path to get there.
Last night's game, we've got to give Gerardo, who is he, Timmy?
Carrillo.
Gerardo Carrillo.
I missed the last one.
Gerardo Carrillo.
He hit it last time.
Gerardo Carrillo.
That was only his 3rd major league game last night. And this is, like I said, this is a low-leverage, long reliever who was given the ball out of desperation, and he responded, man.
Season on the line, baby.
Yeah.
They should be able to have Clark back tonight. I don't think he pitched yesterday.
He did not pitch
and
yesterday.
Then
so
Garcia only...
I'm exaggerating to a degree.
No, sure.
Yeah.
And Garcia only had to get 1 out, so hopefully he could go tonight. But, I mean, if Eduardo Rodriguez can give you... I mean, he has been as good as advertised.
Sammy was great on our text thread during the game last night. He was completely losing his mind during that comeback. Swearing off the team. They've broken me. They've broken me.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah. And then they win. And you're like, I'm back, baby.
This team has fully broken me. And then getting like reassurance from Jarrett of all people. Don't give up yet. Sammy, this is not good for my health.
That was when they got the double play to get out of that inning.
And then 15 minutes later, I'm back in.
Me and my friends, when games like that are kind of crazy, we call those games drunk. Last night's game was drunk.
It was drunk and high and
it was
disorderly.
The extra innings in and of itself was like how not to play baseball 101.
Yeah, for both teams.
Yes.
Coming up next, what's the latest from the Cardinals quarterback room? We will talk training camp next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios of Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Arizona Sports is your exclusive home for Cardinals training camp breaking news, roster updates, video highlights from camp, and takes on the team from Arizona's biggest sports personalities.
Let's go!
Cardinals Camp 2026, back to football. Training camp coverage presented by Bud Light.
Cardinals, baby.
Keep up with the Cardinals on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, ArizonaSports.com, and 98.7 FM.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait, only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Arizona, your summer upgrade starts now during the Sanderson Ford Summer Sales Event. Get 0% financing for 36 months, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 maintenance fees for 2 years, and $1,000 towards your down payment on select Ford models. Summer won't last forever, and neither will these deals. So hurry in today and choose no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense. Choose Sanderson Ford.
Must be financed through Ford Motor Credit OAC. Not applicable on specialty models. See dealer for select vehicles that qualify. All offers expire 8/31/26.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Orchard. Most home sellers get one offer, and it's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. But Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors who are all competing for your home. That's right. Make those investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers, you review them all, and you pick the best one on your terms. That way, you don't have to worry about settling on one offer or maybe leaving money on the table without even realizing it. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. See, not only does Orchard give you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later, you still get top dollar for your home. And this is how. If you're ready to find out how much your home is worth, visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com, Orchard.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win. And we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The home of Arizona Cardinals football. Arizona Sports on YouTube. The app, 98.7 FM. Cardinals Camp 2026. Back to football. With Biglia and Murata. Training camp coverage presented by Bud Light.
I'll try to cram it. The way these things are structured, you get 11 hours in the day. We're going to utilize all 11 hours. If they want to get a little extra time, I'm talking to any player, they can. But, you know, when you think about like when we get to work tomorrow. So we'll get through this practice. Quarterback's always watching it on their own anyways, or whether they come in, after practice to watch, but whether it's on their iPad or they come into the, quarterback room. You think about tomorrow, the amount of, I want to say quarterbacks get like 2 hours and 45 minutes of total meeting up until lunch before we head over here. So you'll be able to watch the practice, put that to bed, and then get into, the next day's install, both run game, pass game, whatever situations we have, and that'll take over 2 hours.
Mike LaFleur, head coach of the Cardinals, kind of catching the media up on how he plans to get Jacoby Brissett caught up. Brissett signing the contract over the weekend, running with the ones, but learning a new offense, didn't participate in the offseason program, as we all know. We talked about it a lot, but now he's the guy moving forward, at least for the time being. But that doesn't mean there's not a lot of different things to look for and kind of break down during this training camp at the quarterback position, because the Cardinals also have a quarterback on this roster in Carson Beck that could be the guy in the future. Not right away, but in the future.
Okay. Yeah, listen, I guess depends on who you talk to. I've made it very, very clear that I did not like the selection as a draft pick. I am useless in evaluating college offensive linemen, college defensive linemen. But you watch a lot of college football, you can tell the really good quarterbacks from the guys that are just kind of guys. And I think that Carson Beck, in my opinion, is more of the latter. And I really hope he proves me wrong. There is nothing that would be worse than the Cardinals having to go out searching for a franchise quarterback again next year and then again the year after. This is something that the Cardinals either have to get very, very lucky. They have to either get the right free agent. They have to get Carson Beck to be that guy, or they have to draft the right guy next year, because we've lived this. We've lived this post-Kurt Warner, and there is nothing more deflating and nothing more damning than a team without a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
The whole thing sags and sinks, and you can't get any elevation as a team. So far, I think Carson Beck has had a rough go of it. From the people I talked to, he's got some serious accuracy issues. I've heard that Gardner Minshew has got some arm strength issues. Now, he's never had great arm strength to begin with, but from people who have watched him in limited time so far this year, it seems to be an issue. And those two things combined might be why this team kind of came correct with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
see how this goes with Carson Beck. I really hope Carson Beck starts the game on August 6th, the Hall of Fame game, so we can all get a look at this guy and what he has. Because we know he has the size, and we know he has the arm strength. But
and if he
need a lot more than that to play quarterback.
True, but if he does look really good in the preseason, the clock will immediately be ticking on Jacoby Brissett, at least in the fans' mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make a very interesting first few games of the season and how everyone's going to react.
Yeah. Here was Mike LaFleur giving his assessment of Carson Beck to this point of camp.
Good. Just a step from where we were in OTAs. Thought it's cool because he just looks at it one play at a time, which is what you want all these guys to do, particularly the quarterbacks. Put them in some rough situations, as you guys probably saw with some keepers, where he just has to dirt the ball. That's the right play in that moment. It's more just a crap play call or a crap script. He's done a good job of not making a bad play worse, and that's part of playing quarterback. I'm going to call some crap plays, and hopefully these guys can overcome it. Sometimes hopefully they can make something of it, right? But you play the hand that you're dealt. You play quarterback. You do what's best for the Arizona Cardinals, and I think he's done that for the most part, continuing to go up.
Well, again, that shouldn't be surprising that he's going to quote unquote make the right play in situations like that. The guy's played a ton of college football, especially last year as a starter in Miami. They made a deep playoff run. That was like 4 extra games they played on top of it. You said something interesting earlier about the quest for a franchise quarterback. Obviously, that quest has not been met. It's not been figured out by the Cardinals to this point. They're rolling the dice on Carson Beck as a third-round pick. But I'll disagree with one part of what you said. I don't think them searching for a franchise quarterback next year is necessarily a bad thing. Now, it would have meant that they don't see enough promise in Carson Beck to move forward. If that would continue to 2028, then I think we got a real problem.
Well, but again, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. But then you've got to go
you're
in.
starting from square one again.
Well, you're starting from square one again, and then you've got to make sure that you pick the right guy. And I think that
And also you wasted a 3rd-round pick, which is not a nothing pick.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I thought that was very much a reach by the Cardinals, and I said it in real time, and I'm going to continue to say it and stand by it until I'm proven wrong, and I really hope I am. But that's part of the conflict that I think all Cardinal fans have with this current upcoming season when you try to balance what are my expectations? Can we have a magical season? Will we have a team that's going to surprise everybody? They are gifted with the lowest of low expectations. We have seen low expectations be a huge boon for Valley sports teams in the past. In fact, I would say most of our really good experiences with sports teams came from teams with low expectations. And this team probably has the lowest of the low expectations.
There are years where you have the lowest.
Debatable.
Yeah, there are years, as we've lived through with the Suns, for example, where you do have the lowest of low expectations, and they meet them.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So that could happen.
Yeah.
Also, is there any scenario where you think that Jacoby Brissett could be back on the team next year?
Oh wow,
I do.
Wow.
Because let's suppose that this plays out, and Beck's not the guy. That means they're going to be drafting a quarterback really high, and they're going to need someone to start the season, and nobody starts a season as a starting quarterback better than Jacoby Brissett.
Doesn't Minshew have another year on his contract?
He does.
Minshew,
I think he's more likely to be here next year than Brissett.
Well, I'm very curious to
honestly.
see what he looks like as well. Because, like I said, it's if you've never seen Gardner Minshew, you might think, "Wow, guy does not have a elite level fastball." But that's always been the case with Gardner Minshew, and he's created a lot of successful seasons for himself.
Yes, he has.
They eventually gave Jacoby Brissett the raise. I wonder if there's any part of the Cardinals' mind that thinks, "Well, this is the quarterback of the future, Jacoby Brissett."
No.
This is it. He's the next.
I don't think so.
He's the next Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold.
Okay, if the Cardinals were to think that, then they probably should have given him not just a raise, but an extension, because he's going to be a free agent after this year. So if he plays well, if he plays like he did last year, he might just peace out and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and I don't think what Jared just described is possible at this point because of what you just described. Their thinking could change, but if Jacoby Brissett plays lights out football this year, he's going to cash in somewhere else.
Somewhere else, yeah.
And Jared, is blowing a 3rd-round pick that big of a deal? The Cardinals have blown plenty of 3rd-round picks.
No.
Veterans
it is a big deal.
Now, I just looked since 2020. It's been a mixed bag. So this year, obviously, we don't know about Carson Beck. Last year, Jordan Burke. 3rd-round pick. He's under the microscope this year a bit. 2024, 3 3rd-round picks. Trey Benson, Isaiah Adams, Tip Ryman. Not a lot of return from those 3 guys. 2023, 2 3rd-round picks. Garrett Williams, Michael Wilson.
Yes.
Well done.
2 thumbs up.
The year before that, 2 3rd-round picks. Cameron Thomas and Myjai Sanders.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is why they're in the situation.
This is exactly why they're in this situation.
Josh Jones, 2020.
This is exactly why they're in this situation.
Unfortunately, you can probably go through their 1st and 2nd-round picks over that same 5-6 year thing, and it's still very, very hit or miss.
Their hit rate is very low, and it's exactly the reason they're in this situation that they're in. It's exactly right, Jared. Because they've had enough draft picks and selections to be well past where they're at. And that's why the ultimate hope of Cardinal fans is all those 2nd-year guys, all those 3rd-year guys, and maybe 1 or 2 of the rooks all flash at the same time. What are the odds of that? Not very good, but it's possible.
Well, if you hit it on a few. Coming up next, Sammy's going to take us through the big stories on this Wednesday morning in the Rush Hour reboot. Bickley and Murata mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Diamondbacks baseball.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Diamondbacks win. It wasn't easy, and it took 12 innings, but the Diamondbacks have a one-game lead over Pittsburgh for the last wild card spot in the NL.
A 1-1 series heading into a breakfast baseball finale for Game 3. Hear it live from Pittsburgh this morning at 9 on the Arizona Sports app and 98.7 FM.
On the field, on the court, the three magic letters in sports are MVP, most valuable player. But in the automotive world, on the roadways, it's BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And if you're in the market for a new ride, make it the ride of your life. That's what you'll get from my friends at Chapman BMW. And here's how you get that done. First, pick a location. Chapman BMW in Chandler or Chapman BMW on Camelback Road in Central Phoenix. Those two locations guarantee you the best selection you are going to find in the Valley. No matter what you're looking for, you will find it at Chapman BMW. Secondly, if you've never been behind the wheel of a BMW, that test drive will literally change the way you feel about driving. It's the handling, the power, the comfort, the luxury, the swag, that iconic logo. It's all there, and you're going to look forward to every trip you take in your new Chapman BMW. There is greatness in the DNA of every car they sell. Finally, once you find what you like, ask for my guy, Shane O'Hanrahan, GM of both locations. He vowed to hook up every member of this listening audience, hooked up a number of our listeners already. Put him to the test. You will not be disappointed. You can always shop online at ChapmanBMW.com. That's Chapman BMW. Two great locations, one great experience.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hi, it's Lisa Lund. If you've been putting off consolidating high-interest debt because you don't want to lose that great first mortgage interest rate, I've got some good news. We've recently helped a family lower their monthly payments by more than $1,000 by consolidating debt without touching their low first mortgage interest rate. If you built equity in your home, there may be a way to use that equity without replacing that mortgage you already have. Before you make any decision, let the team at Lund Mortgage review your situation and help you find the option that is right for you. For all things mortgage, call or go to lundmortgage.com.
Football is back, Arizona. Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Arizona Cardinals, is proud to bring you wall-to-wall training camp coverage right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. From position battles to breakout players, we've got you covered for the first snap to the final roster cut. So grab a Bud Light, tune in, and get ready for another Cardinals season. Bud Light, upgrade your game day. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. If I had told you the Diamondbacks were 3 for 27 with runners in scoring position and their closer would give up 3 runs in the 9th, but they would win it in 12 innings, you would take that, right? Well, that is exactly what happened after getting 7 innings of near flawless baseball from Brandon Pfaadt. He turned over a 6-0 lead to the bullpen, and between Ryan Thompson and Paul Sewald, they would give it up. And in extras, it was nothing short of stressful, but eventually it was the unlikely heroes of James McCann and Gerardo Carrillo that would come through, and the Diamondbacks got an 8-7 win and are now back in the driver's seat for the 3rd wild card spot. Today, it's time for some morning baseball as Eduardo Rodriguez will get the ball in a massive spot. First pitch from Pittsburgh will be at 9:35 right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And with 9 days till the Hall of Fame game, get all you need to know about the Cardinals in training camp over on ArizonaSports.com today. And that's what's trending now.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bentley and Bellata Mornings. Rush Hour Reboot. Rush Hour Reboot. Getting you up to speed on everything happening in sports this morning.
All right, good morning. It is 7:33. It is time for the Rush Hour Reboot. What a day to talk some sports. You guys, the show, have been doing it for 13 years now, guys.
Happy anniversary to us. I didn't even know it was our anniversary today, but Vinny, Vinny's a lot more organized than I am.
All over it.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks gave you an anniversary gift last night. A nice win. Hopefully,
that's all we got?
That's all we got.
If they can do it again today.
13 years and that's all we get?
Jeez.
Maybe
couldn't even win it in 9 innings in shutout fashion. Come on, you got to make us sweat.
Hey, maybe they were saving their best for today, and that's where we'll start. A quick turnaround from last night's game to this morning's game. Paint the picture of how big today's game is and how great it is to have Erod on the mound.
Okay, this is the game of the season by far. You win this, you've got the tiebreaker against the Pirates, which we know is very important. You've got a 2-game lead in the wild card, which would be a good thing to have leaving this particular series. I think this is very, very important. Yeah, and Eduardo Rodriguez has been nails for the team. He's had a couple of hiccups post All-Star game, but I'm feeling good about it today.
Yeah, and this is the guy you want on the mound in this situation, especially considering they finally get a day off tomorrow before they go to Cleveland. This is the first one in a while for them. They need a strong outing, but I agree with Bick's assessment right now, and we're going to say this, as long as they continue to be involved in this wild card chase, we're going to say this a lot, but as of right now, biggest game of the year. It's a pretty enormous game for the Pirates, too.
They need to get their big 3 really going in sync. I'm watching Ketel Marte, and he is. Listen. I love the fact that he's an aggressive baseball player, but he is first pitch swinging every at bat, and he is swinging. Like he is swinging out of his shoes with every swing.
It almost feels like
he's the cleanup hitter now.
Yeah.
Well, that is true.
It almost feels like he feels the pressure that the entire team feels.
All right, so as I said that, I want to bring up a pet peeve of mine. Have you all noticed how people are now using the word pass to describe a swing?
No.
You've not heard
took
this.
A good pass at it?
Took a pass at it? Yeah. I'm like, that's not what pass means.
Pass is what Jacoby Brissett's going to do to Michael Wilson.
Right, right. But it's a term now being used to describe a swing. I don't like it.
I haven't noticed it. Now I will.
You will.
And now that you've told me about it and drawn attention to it, I am also in the I don't like it.
No.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Look, look, we're fans of Steve Berthium on this show. Can I give you a phrase that he uses when the swing doesn't happen that I can't stand?
Yeah.
He spit on that.
Oh,
I can't stand that.
No, I don't like that either. No thanks.
Passing is meant for gas. Okay? Not swinging.
I knew it was coming.
All right. Had to go there.
I cannot believe you were shaking your backside on camera this morning, Jared.
You can't? There's a camera on him. What's he supposed to do?
I was showing.
And behave like an adult?
I was showing the viewing public who's watching this right now live on YouTube the difference of. I'm showing everybody.
That shirt is really popping on camera, by the way. That's probably your poppiest shirt.
Oh. Well,
don't you think?
And that's the thing. I have orange shorts on as well. I wanted them to see that.
Orange.
But I also was showing a base model, control of what a 6'1", 170-pound athlete looks like.
Well tuned.
My
thoroughbred.
He is. The reboot's been derailed. We're gonna bring it back. So Mike Hazen, I think, has known what the issues and shortcomings of this team have been for some time now, right? I think first base, and I think even starting pitching. Are you surprised he's yet to make any moves to try to solve that?
No.
No? Okay.
I think it's a lot of just the effect of what's happening in baseball right now.
Okay.
We saw one major / semi-major move, and Curtis Meade gets traded from Washington to Boston and breaks his wrist in his first game. Not that that's going to turn anybody else off, but it doesn't help things either.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. I think there's a couple things involved there. I think one, he's probably still making up his mind on exactly, do we invest more?
Yeah.
How much do we invest?
Fair.
Or are you going to count on these guys coming back from injury as that was the plan going into the season? It's been twisted and turned, but does that become the plan? Because it looks like a couple of these guys are getting close.
And then there's the question of who is going to be selling, right?
Yeah. Not a lot of not as many teams as you would think.
I agree. Okay, training camp for the Cards continues 9 days until the Hall of Fame game. What type of identity do you hope Mike LaFleur and his staff are trying to establish with this Cardinals team?
It's only 8 days next Thursday.
8 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I said earlier, what I really want Mike LaFleur to be kind of instilling in this team is physicality and winning behaviors. That this is serious stuff, and no bubble wrap, and just create a hardcore mentality across the board. Hardcore winning mentality. I don't think there's any good football team that doesn't have that in place first.
Yes.
I would agree, and I'll go back to one thing that Mike LaFleur told us on this show when we had him on after he got hired, and that was we're going to be the smoothest operating team. We're gonna really kill the operations of it, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if that's evident a week from tomorrow in that Hall of Fame game, like, okay, it's hard to gauge exactly what you're going to see from the Cardinals, but the operation was really clean in his first game as a head coach. I think that's a thing moving forward, but getting closer to the regular season into games and results that actually count. Exactly what Bick mentioned. And we've seen that recently, in the early days of the Jonathan Gannon era with Nick Rawlis as the defensive coordinator, but that wore off over time. It'd be nice, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to see that unit come together that way and have that singular mindset.
Yep. And lastly, two things we need to revisit here. So yesterday, Vinny, I asked you the worst base uniforms in all of sports, and then the singular worst uniform in sports.
See, I was going through it, and it's such an exercise, and I thought about it as the day went on, and a lot of the ones, the baseball uniforms that I really can't stand are usually some of the City Connects. The all-black Cincinnati Red City Connect should be burned. It's terrible. But if you're talking about a base uniform, I don't think there's a ton of terrible ones, and my answer may be unpopular in football, because I think the worst base football uniform is the Arizona Cardinals Reds.
Oh!
I am just not a fan of those.
You mean
uniforms.
the red on red?
Yes.
Hate it.
Wow.
Hate it.
It's plain and gaudy at the same time. The Arizona across the chest is way too big. I like their white ones. I think the white ones would be better.
The white and whites are nice.
Replacing the silver with black, I think that would be an improvement. I think the black ones are nice. But I think they missed the boat on the red ones big time.
Interesting.
And they will not switch off the red on red look.
No, they won't.
It would look so much better with white pants.
Red on white would be fantastic.
Red on white would be good. I agree with the red on. And the worst singular uniform, you said the Reds, City Connect?
I really
hate
it.
I
really hate that uniform. I hate the Dodgers City Connect uniform with the space theme.
Those are bad.
How about the Celtics white and gold uniform?
I know you hate those.
Green
I knew
in the
you
Boston Celtics uniform? Give me a
bad.
I mean, if you're considering throwbacks, the Pittsburgh Steelers throwback uniform that they wear, the Bumblebee look is just terrible.
Awful ones. And okay, we haven't done it in a while, but the Dingers only update. Team Cebulka with 79 home runs, somehow leading the way with contributions from Lourdes Gurriel Jr.,
He's got 2.
And Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Who's having the worst year ever.
Thank goodness for Junior Caminero, Juan Soto, Nick Kurtz. I lead the way by short margin, though. Team Carlin, 77 home runs. Team Bickley, 75. And Vince, you're only 9 back with 70. So this is kind of like the NL wild card. You don't know who's going to buy. You don't know who's going to sell. You don't know who's going to get it.
Who drafted Cal Raleigh, by the way?
I did in the second round.
How do you explain what has happened to that guy this year?
He's been terrible. Overuse.
Yeah,
he
maybe.
Every day for such a long time. This has been kind of fascinating to see these teams and how they're built. Because Jarrett's 2 behind Sammy with 77 home runs. He's the only team that doesn't have a 20 home run hitter.
Yes.
Consistent, though.
Shohei was Bick's first pick. Bick's got 75. Shohei has yet to get hot, and he's already got 23 home runs. Kyle Schwarber has almost 50% of my home runs. And you mentioned Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the worst pick in the whole thing, but you had to pick a Diamondback.
I had to pick a D-back.
And Vlad Guerrero, and yet you're in first place. But Juan Soto's on the shelf now, too, so.
Yeah, again, we'll keep you guys updated, but
Cal Raleigh's going to get hot, and he's going to win this thing for me. I think he had like 40 home runs at this time last year. He's got 11.
At least 40. Incredible. Goodness.
Incredible.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yep.
We're all rebooted on this Wednesday. Coming up after an offseason of moves. Are the Suns actually any better than they were last year? Some interesting thoughts on that next. Bickley and Murata mornings on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Get ready. Give-a-thon week runs August 17th through the 21st.
Benefiting Phoenix Children's. Give-a-thon! Presented by your Valley Hyundai dealers and Ry-Refi.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here. Imagine buying a new television from a big box store, lugging it home, getting it home, opening it up, and you find a small crack in the corner when you get home, or maybe it doesn't power up when you turn it on. What do you do then? This is one of many reasons why you should shop at Waltz TV and Appliance, because you get same-day delivery 7 days a week if you need it. You get a no-worry installation done by a professional. You get a business that's been around the Valley since 1957 that will have your back from day one. Shop at Waltz. They'll deliver it, mount it, calibrate it, program your remotes, set up your streaming apps, walk you through everything before they leave, because at Waltz, this is all they do. Their people are specialists. They'll ask about your room size, your seating distance, whether you want sound bars or full surround setup. This is the kind of expertise you are going to get from Waltz, and you will not pay a premium for that. You will get the same pricing you will find at the big box stores, but you're going to get 10 times the service. You're going to get a company that answers the phone if something goes wrong, and somebody who will come back to your house if there's an issue. Like I said, they have your back from day one. Everybody that I have sent to Waltz TV and Appliance has raved about the customer service they receive. Go check them out. You won't be disappointed. While you're there, make sure you drop my name. You're going to get an additional 10% off installation or a 3-year warranty for free. That is your decision. You can find Waltz off the I-10 in Warner, right behind the IKEA. You can always shop online at waltz.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Hello, I'm Eric Bryan, Marine veteran and owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. I know what it means to have someone you can count on, and that's what your family gets every time we walk through your door. All month, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday by giving you $2,500 off a new AC unit, 0% financing for 60 months, and no payments until 2027. Precision Air and Plumbing, veteran owned. Make the precision decision today.
Precision decision with Precision Air.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Here to pick up your little camper, too?
Yeah.
Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
Wow, that's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh. That was our little secret.
What's that?
Okay, see that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
It feels like I got away with something. I only paid...
Whoa, nice.
Yeah.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the Hyundai you've always wanted, plus America's best warranty at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Come on, Katie. We're taking the scenic route to the dealership. It's a great day for a new Hyundai at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, going on now.
Get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days or $3,000 customer cash on the Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid. See your Valley Hyundai dealer. Offers end August 3rd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Orchard. What if you found your dream house and you could just move in right away without waiting around to sell your old place first? That sounds perfect, right? Okay, now what if on top of that, you could maximize the return on your old home? That's even better. See, most home sellers get one offer, and it's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. But Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors who are all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers, you review them all, and you pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That way you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, it's Wolf. Who stood out in the first padded practice of Arizona Cardinals training camp? We'll discuss after the D-backs game. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports 98.7, the Arizona Sports app, and the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
Obviously, I think that's was a concern. I think the signing of Luke Kennard helped us in that. I thought that piece one and then piece two really fit what we were looking for and a need. You know, Miles' catch and shoot numbers are exceptional. Had to take a lot of tough ones sometimes off the dribble and so forth. And those are areas, you know, we said at the end of the season that the development piece, internal development, was a big part of what we were going to do.
Brian Gregory, general manager of the Suns, last week at the introductory press conference for Miles Bridges, talking about how you replaced the shooting that you lost in the trade to bring Miles Bridges to town. Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, big part of the three-point output of the Phoenix Suns, now members of the Charlotte Hornets. Last week, Kellen Olson sat in your chair when you were gone for a couple days, and he refuted quite bluntly what Brian Gregory said, that Miles Bridges' catch-and-shoot numbers are not exceptional, that's simply not true. But Kellen's gone a step further in a big breakdown he's got on ArizonaSports.com. The title, Suns' new starting lineup will run into immediate problems. And Kellen breaks it down with a couple of paragraphs. This is the main gist of it. While each member of the foursome, meaning Booker, Green, Brooks, and Bridges, does more than just score the basketball, the best attribute of all four of them is just that. So by default, Phoenix won't be able to maximize the quartet. Instead, it'll be asking the four of them to do more in those other areas. There were already fractions of this showing once the Suns trio got healthy together for the first time all year late into last season, and the cracks are about to intensify. This lineup does not have enough shooting, defense, playmaking, or rebounding to survive. It is a true laundry list to review what each player has to be better in order to create a functioning unit, and the asks are simply too high.
See, this is what I love about Kellen Olson. We talked about this yesterday in a different context about journalists and writers and people who are loyal to the story and not the people they serve. And as a result, if you're loyal to the story, you're loyal to your readers and your listeners and your viewers. You're giving them as close to the truth as you deem possible. And so for Kellen to write something like this, I'm sure it's going to trigger some Suns fans who don't want to hear this. But his nut graph, if you will, the one sentence that sums up the entire story, Vinny, quote, "This lineup does not have enough shooting, defense, playmaking, or rebounding to survive," end quote. Other than that, everything's great. Not enough shooting, defense, playmaking, or rebounding to survive. And when you look at the construction of this team, you can see where you would have a point.
Yes. And again, this is focusing on the projected starting five, whether it's Mark Williams in that five or Iguodaro or Malowich. But the focus is on the four. And look, I think there's a lot of valid points brought up, but And there's no explanation for this. Sometimes things that don't look like they're going to work, somehow they work. And last year, I think everybody was surprised at how well it worked at the beginning of the year.
That's accurate.
And on this show especially, we were having almost daily conversations about, okay, we know what's going to happen with the Suns when they go into this playoff series with Oklahoma City. You're just playing for respect. But moving forward, are they going to run this back? They can't run it back because it didn't work the way it was. So repeating that process, I think, would have been less than ideal. And I get the doubts. I get the doubts on Miles Bridges just from the basketball standpoint. He does fit a need of a player, a prototype that they did not have on this roster last year that they could play 30 minutes. But how does it all come together? It's really hard to argue what Kellen writes in that the best attribute of 4 of their 5 starters is the scoring piece.
Yes. And the fact that they need the ball in their hands to do so, and so what the lineup does, what the starting lineup doesn't have, from my vantage point, you don't have the assortment of different characteristics and players who fill individual particular roles, and I think that was an issue with the Jalen Green plus Devin Booker tandem. Because I think a lot of us all assumed that this offseason was going to be built around getting Devin Booker back to superstar status, which most people don't consider him to be anymore. Very good player, star player, not a superstar player. And to the contrary, they've just added even more offensive weapons around him. And how is this whole thing going to work? I agree with you that sometimes you don't know how the chemistry and a group is going to respond to one another.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a wait-and-see process, and I think you could make a very firm argument that Brian Gregory deserves some benefit of the doubt after some of the moves he did and what the Suns produced for the better part of 65% of last year's regular season. But I can't argue with the fact that you do worry about how much perimeter shooting they have. You worry about what this team is going to look like defensively, primarily that starting lineup.
When Kellen filled in a couple weeks ago, he gave just a partial list of how this could work.
If Miles Bridges is a better three-point shooter, if Devin Booker is a better three-point shooter, if Jalen Green is a better three-point shooter, if Dylan Brooks is a better three-point shooter, if Dylan Brooks is a better on-ball defender, if Miles Bridges is a better on-ball defender, if Miles Bridges is a better rebounder, if Devin Booker is healthier.
Why did you speed it up?
I didn't.
He didn't. He just stacked up. His point was there's a lot of ifs that they're counting on becoming reality. You know? So it's going to be interesting. Look, we all have a lot of confidence in Jordan Knott, but he's got a Rubik's Cube on his hand.
Yeah. Look, and there's validity to that little clip from Kellen as well. If those are big ifs, but let's say 2 or 3 of those ifs happen. I'm still dumbfounded at when I read Devin Booker's 3-point shooting percentage on paper and watching it happen in real time. It doesn't make sense to me. He's way too good a shooter for that. I think Jalen Green is a better shooter than what he showed consistently last year. I think Dylan Brooks, quite honestly, I think he peaked out offensively last year at times.
I would agree with that.
I don't know if I want him to carry more of the load. But
you don't have a choice in that.
Yeah, but he's a guy that I feel comfortable with. Sometimes he's going to shoot you. He's going to keep shooting, but he's not afraid to take a big shot, and that's a big element that a lot of teams don't have.
But it's also we didn't even know if the trio of Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and Devin Booker could work together.
Yeah,
and now you're adding Miles Bridges as another variable.
Look, we were heading into the offseason. We had the discussions. A lot of people agree. The piece that seemed like it didn't fit all that great, maybe even from day one after the Durant trade went down, was the Jalen Green piece.
Yes.
There were glimpses. Not enough to convince people that it's any better moving into this year. He's a very important piece, but that's the piece that's the player in the starting lineup that people are going to look at and say, wow, they really should have explored a different type of player in this offseason.
Without a doubt. Yeah, listen, and I'm sure that I'm sure there wasn't a lack of trying, because this doesn't maximize Devin Booker. More to the point, it really kind of pigeonholes him in this facilitator role. which he's more than willing to do, but I don't think it brings out the best version of Devin Booker.
I would agree. Today is Miracle Treat Day. Grab a Blizzard at your local DQ.
Okay.
And $1 or more from everyone sold supports Phoenix Children's. Treat yourself and make a difference. See, it's a guilt-free way to get a frozen treat.
Absolutely.
Help out the kids and families at Phoenix Children's. This is going to sound weird, but it's true. We're 2/3 of the way through the show.
Wow.
The last hour of today's show kicks off in style with the blast.
The 13-year anniversary blast, Vinny. Fire!
This is 13 years of fire coming at you all at once. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Arizona Sports. Countdown to Kent. The Arizona Cardinals franchise in the entire world will witness the induction of one of the NFL's greatest.
It's a dream come true.
Into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on August 8th.
1st and 17 at the Ram 48. 11.5 to go in a scoreless first. Back to throw goes Rosen. Pumps, fires left. Fitz with the catch. Spun down at the 40. Larry Fitzgerald has just broken Jerry Rice's record. Most consecutive games with a catch with a single franchise, 226 games in a row in which Larry Fitzgerald has caught a football.
More memories of number 11 coming your way on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM as we continue our countdown to Kent.
At Earnhardt Buick GMC in Mesa, summer is the best time to buy because of employee pricing for everyone. Hey, it's Vince Murata. And that means no markups, no runarounds, just honest deals on the trucks and SUVs that Arizona loves all month long. You can drive home a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 with available 0% financing or up to $15,000 off MSRP. You can grab a 2026 GMC Sierra Heavy Duty up to $11,000 off MSRP. A 2026 GMC Canyon up to $8,000 off MSRP. If you're looking for an SUV, look no further than the 2026 Buick Envista 0.9% APR with a $1,000 purchase allowance. And on any of those offers and many more, the best part, 0 payments for 90 days. All offers do require approved credit through GM Financial. See dealer for details. These offers end July 31st, 2026. So find your perfect match right now at Earnhardt Buick GMC right off the 60 at Superstition Springs Boulevard in Mesa and experience the difference or shop today online anytime at EarnhardtBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Hey, it's Bodie with NewACUnit.com. A lot of people think buying a new AC unit is complicated. It's not. Just answer a few quick questions online, see your price up front, and we'll connect you with a certified install team. No pressure, no upsells, no surprises. Just a better way to buy a new AC unit. And many customers save 50% or more. If you need a new AC unit, don't overthink it, and definitely don't pay more than you need to. Go to NewACUnit.com today.
Hi, I'm Grace Dunlop with Presidential Pools and Spas. We build dream backyards every day, but right now, your new pool can do something even bigger. Now, through August 21st, a portion of every pool we sell goes directly to Phoenix Children's Hospital, helping kids who need it most get world-class care right here in our community. Your backyard oasis can change a child's life. Visit presidentialpools.com and swim for a good cause. That's presidentialpools.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. Never a doubt, right, Diamondback fans? The Snakes avoided what would have been their worst loss of the season last night in an 8-7 win in 12 innings. Brandon Pfaadt was phenomenal once again. 7 innings of shutout baseball, and the Diamondbacks held a 6-0 lead heading into the 8th. Ryan Thompson, though, would give up 3 runs, and in the 9th, Paul Sewald would give up 3 of his own. In extras, it was James McCann's single in the 12th and Gerardo Carrillo shutting the door that would get the Snakes across the finish line. Another huge game today as they'll look to win the season tiebreaker against the Pirates. And the perfect guy to send to the mound is Eduardo Rodriguez. Will get the ball. First pitch will be at 9:35 this morning right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And as training camp is now underway for all 32 NFL teams, find out the latest on the Cardinals over on ArizonaSports.com today. And that's what's trending now.
Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
The Diamondbacks have been on their own odyssey for nearly 3 years, ever since their magical run to the World Series. They have learned the baseball gods will give you a taste of glory, only to demand heavier sacrifice in return. And that is why today is so important. Easily the biggest game of the season. Win, and they have the tiebreaker against the Pirates and a 2-game lead for the final wild card in a year where they cannot afford to be shut out of the party yet again. We all know the stakes. If the Diamondbacks can scratch and claw their way into the postseason, it will be a triumphant return for a team that looked like it was going to be a rising National League power entering the 2024 season. It will be affirmation for the front office and an owner who has spent generously, and it will be validation for a longtime manager who is running out of contract and running out of time. More than anything, it will soothe and reward Valley fans who have suffered whiplash and nausea over the past 3 seasons, seasons that have been filled with turbulence, injuries, controversies, and failures at the finish line. All that's been missing are the sirens and the Cyclops. Either way, let's hope last night's game was the perfect microcosm of what's coming, representing the good, the bad, the ugly, and a baseball team from Arizona that was still standing in the winner's circle when the dust had finally settled, which is exactly where they need to be when this chaotic season finally comes to a close. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at ChapmanBMW.com.
I am so proud of these guys, the way they fought to win that baseball game. We had, a pitcher collect his first major league win. He stood on the mound like he'd been there for 10 years and just pumped the zone full of strikes. We executed at very critical moments. We got bunts down. We did a lot of little things right, and that's why we deserved to win the game. There are a few things that we did on the mound that allowed them to play a little catch up, and we're gonna figure that out. But overall, I'm really proud of this team and the way we won the game.
Story Lavello, after last night's marathon game, which didn't need to be a marathon game, that's definitely a game that you don't want to lose.
No.
Especially after you blow that lead.
That would have been, yeah, I can't even imagine what today would have been like had they coughed up that game. It would have been the loss of the year This is funny because on a couple of different occasions, we have kind of veered into this conversation. I've heard Burns and Gamble go that way, where after a win, it seems like you're focusing more on the negatives than on the positives.
Yeah.
That's what kind of season it's been, and this is what I tried to underscore in the blast. There has been so many nuisances and so many little failures and so many disappointments along the way that they've been adding up. They're stacked up on top of each other. So a lot of the frustrations we might feel with Paul Sewald last night, they go all the way back to game 1 of the 2023 World Series. A lot of the other things that we're dealing, the Ketel Marte frustrations have been fairly profound, and he's a player that is now swinging at every pitch he sees, a player that could be so much more dangerous if he just counts. And you stack up all of these complaints that you might have about the baseball team, and then you look and you're like, well, look, wow, they're 4 games over 500.
Yeah, the complaints would lead you to believe they're 15 games out of the last wild card spot. They're not.
And I think I think what that is, that's the emotional trauma that these last 2 3/4 seasons have caused in some.
Yeah. And Torey mentioned it in the beginning of that soundbite, a pitcher getting his first major league win.
Gerardo Carajillo.
Yes. And thank goodness for that guy.
Man.
No doubt. What would we do without him?
That doesn't sound like Torey.
And I love what Torey said about that young man. He just stood up there like he belonged there. And, man, to put a dude who was making his 3rd major league appearance into that situation and to have him respond the way he did, how do you not celebrate that?
Yeah, you have to. And they gave up only 1 hit over the last no hits over the last 3 innings. The 3 extra innings, they didn't get any hits. We got to talk, but we do have to talk about some of the negatives last night. There's no reason why that game should have gone 4 hours and 12 innings with a 6-run lead. It started with Ryan Thompson. His struggles continue. And then Paul Sewald's struggles continued as well. Back-to-back home runs to tie the game, which made the marathon session necessary. Here was Torey Lovullo on Sewald after the game.
It's something that I know he manages well. He's very mature. He understands why things happen. This is a tough ballpark with certain hitters that he faced, but to get to where we're going, we need him to go out there and get those big outs, and we'll count on him. He's gonna get the baseball and continue to get those types of outs for us.
After that quote, though, there was a follow-up question. I believe it was from Nick Pecora, and if you listen closely, you can hear the question.
You plan on giving him the next save opportunity? Is what you're saying?
I haven't thought anything about tomorrow. I got to get through right now. But if there is something that'll happen, I'll make sure that I talk to the right people first.
All right. How do you assess that? It's got to be on his mind to some degree.
I think what he is saying is that you're asking the wrong person, that I'm not in charge of that, which is, reflective of how this operation or this organization operates and how many major league franchises now operate. Managers are no longer given the freedom to manage by gut or instinct or intuition. That's out the window. And a lot of these decisions are given to the manager for them in advance, and I think that's what he was saying. Yeah, I can't give you that. I can't give you that answer because that answer is not mine to give.
You're right. Managers have become a conduit from the front office and the analytics department to the clubhouse.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
There's a lot of responsibility still, but that job has changed completely.
Well, and again, it's also why Torey Lovullo he does take a lot of criticism. Some of it is warranted, but he also takes a lot of arrows for decisions that are not his. And he has for years.
Yeah, and Sewald spoke to the media last night, too, and said, was asked about his struggles. He said, quote, "It's location, it's stuff. It's every time I go out, it's just a struggle. I'm just going to keep working, keep trying to get better, just keep doing it. It's been really bad, but we'll get it out there. I just haven't gotten away with a bad pitch in a single month. Not a base hit. It just ends up in the seats every time. So I don't know. Trying my best, and it's not been very good, just struggling." He's always going to be honest about his performance, but to get away with that and come away with the win, that's the saving grace. Another saving grace is in a big game to have Eduardo Rodriguez, who's been kind of your rock in the rotation all year. This is the guy that you need in this spot to be Eduardo Rodriguez, the All-Star.
Eduardo Rodriguez. Was that one me? No, that sounded
that was
Luke.
Lipinski.
That was Luke. Apparently, the Diamondbacks pitching staff has the hardest names to pronounce.
Yes.
Brandon Pfaadt.
First pitch coming up at 9:35. We will continue to get you ready for that game because joining us next, and this is kind of apropos on our 13-year anniversary show, Diamondbacks pre- and post-game radio host and former producer of this here radio program, Steve Zinsmeister, joins us next. It's Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Win one of 3 signed Larry Fitzgerald footballs from Arizona Sports as we celebrate First Ballot Fitz.
Larry Legend does it again!
Larry Fitzgerald is headed to the Pro Football Hall of Fame on August 8th as a First Ballot inductee.
Larry Fitzgerald, the Japanese fighting fish.
We've picked 16 of Fitz's greatest plays, and you get to decide which one is the best.
And it's a pitch to Fitz, running straight ahead into the end zone. The shovel pass for the touchdown and the win!
It's a bracket-style showdown. Head to the Arizona Sports Contest page to cast your vote. When you vote, you're automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 signed Larry Fitzgerald footballs.
Fitz lose 40, 30, goodbye!
Countdown to Canton. Winners announced August 7th. Vote now on the contest page at arizonasports.com.
Good morning, everybody. Dan Bickley here, and building wealth is difficult to do, if not impossible, when you are starting from scratch. But the sharp people will tell you the best way to do it is to reduce your debt. And if you're in the market to buy a home, if you're looking to refinance, make your first phone call to Life Changer Loan. If you are a good fit, they are going to save you a ton of money. Life Changer Loan, an innovative program where you do your banking inside of your mortgage. You pay all principal first. In fact, it's bigger than that. All of your income goes to wiping out all of your debt, and you do it without changing a nickel of your spending habits because you have 24/7 access to your equity. When you become a Life Changer Loan client, 5 years is the average length of time it takes you to pay off your home, which does a lot of amazing things. It gives you a lot of time to build personal wealth, while a lot of people, a lot of your friends, a lot of your coworkers, they're going to be struggling with that 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, otherwise known as a debt sentence. And having 24/7 access to your equity gives you the power to borrow back from yourself whenever you want it, whenever you need it, which comes in real handy should times of financial instability arise. Find out if you're a good fit. If you are, you're going to love the results. 480-504-0844, online at lifechangerloan.com.
After the D-backs Dodgers game on Friday, August 7th, enjoy a free post-game concert featuring Jayco. Add a concert field pass to your ticket and see the show from the field. Visit dbacks.com/concerts.
Have you heard about Global Credit Union? Hey, everybody, it's Dave Burns. They're helping Arizonans keep more of their money. Last year, members saved over $194 million through better rates and lower fees. Perks include early payday, access to your paycheck up to 3 days early, and 24/7 U.S.-based support whenever you need it. Join at globalcu.org or visit one of their 9 Phoenix area branches. I'm a member, and you will feel the difference right away. Global Credit Union. Better rates, fewer fees, real savings.
At Train, tough comes standard. But real strength isn't just muscle, it's knowing when to flex. HVAC units tough enough for the extremes, but smart enough to know what's next. We engineer for chaos, so your home always stays comfortable. Train, built strong, engineered smart. It's hard to stop a train.
Train is a proud sponsor of the Phoenix Children's Hospital and Champions of Hope, helping provide funding for the hospital's care, life-saving research, and families in need.
What do we get with a built Ford tough truck? Easy, more capability, durability, more confidence for whatever the road or job throws our way. Paul Calvisi here. Quality, that means America's best-selling line of trucks, the Ford F-150 and Super Duty. Work truck or versatile SUV for the family, our Desert Ford dealers have us covered. And right now, on the best-selling truck brand in Arizona, get a 2026 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR financing for 72 months. Plus $1,000 matching down payment, plus 2-year premium maintenance plan, and 90 days deferred payments. What's more, on a 2026 Ford Explorer, get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 matching down payment, that 2-year premium maintenance plan, and 90 days deferred payments at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Sports.
Swung on, that is hit high and deep.
Bickley and Murata talk D-backs baseball now.
Diamondbacks getting ready for the Pirates, the series finale at PNC Park. Big game for both teams after the Diamondbacks' crazy 8-7 12-inning win last night. Here to talk D-backs baseball with us. You'll hear him in a little bit when he takes the airwaves over at 9 o'clock with the D-backs BP show. Steve Zinsmeister, our guest, but more importantly on this 13th anniversary of Bickley and Murata.
Yeah.
Former producer Steve Zinsmeister. Can you believe we
many
made it this
moons
long,
ago?
Steve?
Yeah, maybe that's the big takeaway. Congrats, guys. That's a big milestone. 13, lucky number 13.
Yeah, if it was a hotel, we wouldn't acknowledge it.
No, you're right.
We would not.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
We'll talk about 14 next year.
Yeah, we will. Hopefully. The Diamondbacks get the win last night. Bick hit it very succinctly in the previous segment. Even when they win, and I'm trying to train myself, especially with this version of this team, to consider the outcome more than the ingredients of the outcome. So the win is it, but this team dares you to do otherwise and just pick at all the negatives. And there was a ton of negatives in last night's game.
I said it earlier off the air. I'll say it here on the air. I felt like it was almost two different games yesterday. I mean, you've got 8 innings of just flat-out dominance from the Diamondbacks. And, you know, I was ready post-game to be talking about, you know, Brandon Pfaadt and the great pitching performance and possibly the 5th shutout of the entire season. And then all of a sudden, very, very quickly, it devolved into something entirely different. And going through the highlights in the post-game show, I was like, well, basically everything dramatic that happened after the 8th inning. So, yeah, it was almost like 2 different ball games yesterday. And I'm with you. I'm glad that the final outcome was essentially the same, but we took the long road to get there.
All right, so now what do you do with the closer situation? Because no matter what you do, I think you could make an argument that for $1.5 million, you've already gotten plenty of value out of Paul Sewald.
Yes.
But last night was really, really painful to watch. The aesthetics of it, those were towering blasts. It was emasculating. You knew what it did to the fan base. Torrey obviously said he's got to talk to his bosses about this. What do you think their course of action is going to be?
Yeah, that's the tough part about being an extreme fly ball pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Is when those fly balls end up in the outfield, it's great. And when they end up being home runs over the fence, it's not. Yeah, I heard what Torrey had to say yesterday, kind of contradictory to say like, hey, we support our guy, and then turn around and be like, all right, well, we'll have a conversation. I don't know what they're going to ultimately do, but what I do know is that everybody I talk to in that bullpen has a reverence and a respect for Sewald, and they go the direction that he does. And so I think you have a lot of good options out there. If they choose somebody else to close out games, they have a lot of good dudes that can do it. But then the question is, you know, Sewald, whether it's in the 9th or the 6th, it doesn't really matter. If he's giving up home runs and he's not pitching his best, then it's going to impact whether or not they can win games. So he's got to figure it out, whether he's the 9th inning guy or the 6th inning guy.
I'll branch out from there, not just with Sewald, but Ryan Thompson struggled. Ryan Thompson was the reason why Paul Sewald was even brought into that game. Jonathan Loaizaga looks semi-human after having a really good season. I'm wondering the possibility, Steve, of with the trade deadline looming on Monday, if that will be an area maybe that Mike Hazen is more pressed to look at, to acquire to shore up those holes. Because if the bullpen, which has been the strength of this team all year, if 3 arms on your A bullpen are struggling or 2.5 are struggling, That's not a recipe for success.
About 48 hours ago, I was kind of the opinion that, if you could find a good left-handed option out there, maybe go try to acquire a lefty. Brandon Garcia has been really the only reliable left-hander they've had in the pen all year, so it wouldn't hurt for a contending team to have multiple options in the postseason. Now maybe that's shifting a little bit to your point. I mean, I think every contending team looks at adding to their bullpen. If nothing else, I think they should at least expand that view from just a lefty to maybe looking at all options on the table because, yeah, to your point, they've had some struggles in the back end in particular. Maybe they shuffle the deck a little bit.
Gerardo Carrillo.
Yeah, just that, like that, Vic.
Yes. Gerardo Carrillo was so
pronunciation
was
guide
so
you found
studly last night. Give us your thoughts on what he delivered to the team.
About 5 or 6 weeks ago, when Jose Cabrera came on the scene, I had a conversation with one of my friends down in Reno. And we were talking about some of these young guys. Mitch Bratt had made a spot start at that point, I think. And so we were talking about them. And I said at the end of the conversation, just kind of off the cuff, I was like, who is nobody talking about that maybe we should be aware of? And he said, well, we got this reliever named Gerardo Carrillo, and I think he's going to be really good. And I didn't think much of it at the time. A couple weeks later, I guess I should say, they ended up putting him on the roster, but sending him back to Reno. And I was like, that's usually a sign that at least they're thinking about that guy. Yeah. And now here he is. And in his third big league performance, he goes out there in the biggest moment of maybe the biggest game in the season to that point, based on where you're at in the standings with this opposing team, and goes out and gives you 2 shutout innings. I think it took him 17 pitches. And to have 2 punch-outs in that final inning, it was just a really dramatic moment. And it's weird to juxtapose that with how you felt about Ryan Thompson and Paul Sewald. You got kind of the worst end of what you've seen from the bullpen lately, mixed with some of the best and the up-and-coming. And so I think it was really interesting to compare.
D-backs pregame, postgame radio host Steve Zinsmeister, our guest in studio. A lot has been made, and rightfully so, about the lack of production at the top of the order with the so-called big three with Caro, Marte, and Perdomo. I still think struggling to this point. There's another Ketel Marte story, which you're well aware of, the Instagram scrub. But, if I would have told you that the Diamondbacks at this point, before the trade deadline, with the struggles of those three offensively, would still be in a wild card spot, with that production, what would you have said?
There's a lot of things that I feel that way about. If you had told me 80% of the starting rotation would be on the IL and they'd be in this spot, I would have said the same thing. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Torrey's trying to shake up the lineup in any way that he can. He had told me during the last homestand that was a goal of his, was to try to mix and match guys at the top. I think that, Ketel has made it clear in the past he doesn't want to hit threes, so he ends up hitting cleanup.
Is that working in your mind?
I think it's still probably too early to tell. We're going to get another example of it here today. I saw the lineup is basically the same as yesterday. I think it's still too early to tell, but one thing I know for sure is that this offense is going the way of Gabby Moreno right now. Whatever he does on the field, it seems to be leading the pack. And I know he's not going to hit a ton of homers. It's not really his game, but man, he is an on-base machine. He's quickly become probably the most important piece in the entire lineup, whether he's hitting third or fourth, it doesn't seem to matter. He's generating offense. He's driving other guys in. He's also getting on base for Ketel, and hopefully that gives him more opportunities to drive guys in.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think is really cool, we've seen some media about this, emphasizing about how he and Corbin Carroll are best friends.
Yeah, they are.
You ask Gabby who's your best friend on the team, he says Corbin. You ask Corbin, he says Gabby, which is a really cool thing. But in a bigger vein, how important is it for Gabby to get back to the dude we saw in 2023 when we all thought we had an all-star catcher on our hands?
I think Gabby might be better now.
Yeah?
I mean, I think you can make the argument. I said this yesterday on the air, and I stand by it. I think he might be the MVP, most valuable player on this team when you consider all of it, when you consider how he has grown over the last year when it comes to calling games and handling a pitching staff. I think a lot of the bullpen success might be due to Gabby as well. He's been relatively healthy. I know he missed some time at the beginning of the season, but when you consider the fact that they're playing him every single day, when the game plan usually for Torrey and the Diamondbacks is you play 2 out of 3 and you sit the third. That's no longer the case because he is so valuable to them offensively now that it's a really difficult line to toe to try to figure out how do I get him in the lineup every day but still get him off his feet. And so far, so good for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness for the DH in the National League there, my man.
Thank goodness.
Well, we talked a little bit about the trade, but trade deadline coming.
Yeah.
What is the most important thing to address in your mind?
See, it's funny. I talked about this the other day, too. I think that most important or priority, those things can shift. I think the one thing that remains consistent in what I view is their needs, they have to add a left-handed bat. I think that was always in the works, always in the plan, no matter what they were doing on the field, no matter what they do between now and Monday. I think you have to add a left-handed bat, first base / DH, especially when you consider that Max Kepler has become such a big part of this lineup, and he is not eligible for the postseason, so you're going to lose what little left-handedness you do have if you were to make the postseason. So I think they have to add a left-handed bat, whether that's a platoon guy with like an Ildemaro Vargas over there at first. So maybe you would call that most important, but I think, certainly the rotation's taken a lot of hits. That might be an area of concern. And then, as you mentioned, yesterday's performance with the bullpen, maybe that becomes more important too.
They need everything, and they're right in the thick of it.
I didn't really give you a straight answer. No. I'm pretty good at dancing around.
Steve, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Steve.
Congrats on 13, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for that as well. Steve Zinsmeister, D-backs BP show coming up at 9 o'clock, getting you ready for D-backs Pirates, the series finale at PNC Park. Coming up next, the question that everybody's asking with the Arizona Cardinals. Will Marvin Harrison Jr. ever reach his potential? We'll get into it straight ahead. Bickley and Murata Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Arizona Sports is your exclusive home for Cardinals training camp breaking news, roster updates, video highlights from camp, and takes on the team from Arizona's biggest sports personalities.
Let's go!
Cardinals Camp 2026, back to football. Training camp coverage presented by Bud Light.
Cardinals, baby.
Keep up with the Cardinals on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, ArizonaSports.com, and 98.7 FM.
Hello, everybody. Dan Bickley here for Trajan Wealth. And if you've spent a lifetime grinding and working and providing, you deserve a little peace of mind, especially when it comes to your retirement. That's why I highly recommend you schedule a free appointment with my friends at Trajan Wealth, the family office that brings your retirement, your tax, and your estate planning together on the same team under one roof with a firm that sees the entire field. You can get a second opinion on what you've got going on. They'll check out your existing portfolios. They can give you comprehensive strategies that will ensure your financial future. At Trajan Wealth, they understand the importance of comprehensive tactical investments and tailored insights for growth that are in line with your risk tolerance. And as an independent firm, they are not bound to just one line of products or portfolios. They have the ability to customize a portfolio to meet your own unique goals and needs. And they build strategies around real goals in real lives, never spreadsheets, and it all begins with relationships. Give them a call today. Get your plan started. Go get the peace of mind you need and deserve. 855-TRAJAN-1, 855-TRAJAN-1, online at TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Arizona, your summer upgrade starts now during the Sanderson Ford Summer Sales Event. Get 0% financing for 36 months, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 maintenance fees for 2 years, and $1,000 towards your down payment on select Ford models. Summer won't last forever, and neither will these deals. So hurry in today and choose no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense. Choose Sanderson Ford.
Must be financed through Ford Motor Credit OAC. Not applicable on specialty models. See dealer for select vehicles that qualify. All offers expire 8/31/26.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. I saw a $29 AC tune-up ad the other night, and I just laughed. I mean, nobody's sending a skilled technician to your house for just $29 without a catch. Our complete AC tune-up is $159.95, and we actually tune it up. We clean your coils, check and replace your Freon, measure airflow. We run full diagnostics. It's real maintenance. Make the precision decision today. Call 602-FIX-MY-AC.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now. If I had told you the Diamondbacks were 3 for 27 with runners in scoring position and their closer would give up 3 runs in the 9th, but they would win it in 12 innings, you'd take it, right? Well, that is exactly what happened after getting 7 innings of near flawless baseball from Brandon Pfaadt. He turned over a 6-0 lead to the bullpen, and between Ryan Thompson and Paul Sewald, they would give it up. And in extras, it was nothing short of stressful, but eventually it was the unlikely heroes of James McCann and Gerardo Carrillo that would come through, and the Diamondbacks got an 8-7 win and are now back in the driver's seat for the 3rd wild card spot. And today, it's time for some morning baseball as Eduardo Rodriguez will get the ball in a massive spot. First pitch from Pittsburgh coming up in about an hour at 9:35 right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app. And with 8 days until the Hall of Fame game, get all you need to know about the Cardinals and training camp over on ArizonaSports.com. And that's what's trending now.
The home of Arizona Cardinals football. Arizona Sports on YouTube. The app, 98.7 FM. Cardinals Camp 2026. Back to football. With Bickley and Murata. Training camp coverage presented by Bud Light.
I think he looks good, obviously. I mean, I think we'd all take that. Maybe some of you guys do look like that. I do not. No, he... the bulk, the weight thing, all that kind of stuff, that is person to person. It's like, how much should you weigh? Well, like as much as you can to be the best player you can be, you know? So I don't overly get into the weights. There's obviously got to be a range. There's got to be discussions amongst a lot of people that are smarter than me in terms of the nutritionists and the medical team and the strength staff and all that. But he looks good. And again, as long as he's moving, being the best Marv he can be, great weight. You look good, man.
Mike LaFleur, that was last week talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. going into year 3. The second year, we're talking about the added bulk. That came up when the pictures surfaced from the Florida visit that a lot of Cardinals made to go work out with Jacoby Brissett before training camp started. And he's ripped. There's no doubt about it. But then, okay, that's a good thing. It was supposed to be a good thing last year, too. And so far, what we're talking about in training camp, and it hasn't been consistent, but it doesn't have to be consistent at this point. When those
the clips that go viral.
The clips that go viral, the drops that Marvin Harrison Jr. have had. And by all the accounts, I was not out of practice yesterday, reading all the accounts of people that were there was a lot of positives from Marvin Harrison Jr. But how does he eliminate that part of the game and kind of portray himself as a more confident target and confident receiver in his 3rd year in the NFL? I think that's the big question about him right now.
Well, listen, I think here's a couple things about Marvin Harrison Jr. There's a lot of people now in retrospect who said if you go back and watch the game film really closely, you'll see that Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably a first-round talent, but not a top 5 pick. Right? You've got a lot of people in hindsight saying there were warning signs there. Right? I think all of us believe that this was the generational talent of those wide receivers in that draft. Malik Neighbors has blown him away, and Malik Neighbors lost a full season due to injury.
Basically.
So Marvin Harrison Jr., what Jared said is right. That's just one drop. It's one play in training camp, but it's the stuff that goes viral, and already there's any number of people. Maserati Marv already in midseason form.
And he had one also last week.
I think maybe when you were out.
Yeah.
So there's now been two in 2 weeks.
High-profile drops in a couple of weeks. Yep.
2 out of probably 50 that he had caught, but those are the 2 that everyone are standing out for. I'm interested to see, like, what even is his role in this offense? Because the number one target is going to be Trey McBride, we think, right? Then Michael Wilson, as we talked about, gearing up to be the number one receiver, and Jeremiah Love is a good pass-catching running back. So where will Marvin Harrison Jr. even fit in? Like, how do you think they're going to use him this year? Can he ever reach his potential if he's the 4th option?
Look, I think if he answers the call early with the opportunities that he gets, that piece of the pie is going to grow. They're going to look at him more because of what they have invested in him. And because of those questions about contract futures and all that thing and all those things. But to your point, Bick, on Malik Neighbors, I'm looking at all the pass catchers in the 2024 draft. Brock Bowers is number 1 on that list. He has 176 catches in 2 years. Ladd McConkey, 148. Brian Thomas Jr., another first-round receiver, 135. Malik Neighbors has played 10 less games than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Wow.
Has 24 more catches. 127 catches in 19 games. Harrison Jr., 103 catches in 29 games.
And it's not that Marvin Harrison Jr. has been bad, but for the expectations and the draft capital you used to select him, it has raised the stakes enormously.
Yeah. It's kind of a watered-down football comparison to DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton,
That's a good point.
In his early career with the Suns, he wasn't bad. He just wasn't number 1 pick, better than Luka Doncic good enough. You have to consider that early in a player's career is where they're drafted. Has he been worthy of the number 4 pick? I agree. I don't think he's been bad. And again, the flashes that he shows, they're pretty promising. But when you see one rep, we made fun of the rep that went viral, semi-viral, of the Jeremiah Love run to the left where there was no running room and everybody's like, oh, it's Ashton Genty part 2. That's ridiculous because we don't have a track record of Jeremiah Love or this offensive line blocking for Jeremiah Love yet in real football games. We've got 2 years of a track record in real football games from Marvin Harrison Jr. where he did just what he did yesterday. That's why it's concerning.
I definitely agree. And listen, there have been a lot of warning signs from my vantage point. I just haven't seen enough dog in this guy like that makes me convinced that, he's going to get there. He's going to be just like his dad. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer. It just doesn't. There's just too many moments when there's softness in his game. Trying to catch the ball with his chest. Peeking upfield before he secures the football. There's things that really illustrate that he is not all that comfortable on a football field.
Yes.
Not at the NFL level.
Incidentally, one of the reasons why that clip of the drop yesterday went viral was because it was instantly replayed on the Jumbotrons at State Farm Stadium. This is by design because it's a teaching tool that Mike LaFleur has brought over to implement in his first camp as the head coach of the Cardinals. Here he is talking about using that replay system during practice.
I think there's so many benefits. One, you like you said, you get to see it in real time and getting the coaching, if you will, immediately, the immediate feedback, good or bad. I think is so beneficial. That's what sticks with them, And so, like I tell all the coaches, like you should be able to see practice live watching your guys, but there are a lot of things, particularly up front, O-line, D-line, stuff like that. So be able to, get 2 or 3 cracks at it before that next play. Coach up your guys, and like I said, if we're doing this the right way, this should, streamline and make our post-practice meetings as a staff go way quicker because we've already seen practice and we've seen the corrections and all that. So it's extremely beneficial from a player, from a coach. So look forward to getting that back in Tempe as well.
Sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to step on you there.
It's in Tempe as well, Dan. Okay.
All right. So a couple things about this. Number one, I think it needs to be tabled that on this particular play we're talking about, it was not a tight spiral. Generally, Jacoby Brissett throws a fairly tight spiral. That pass that Marvin Harrison Jr., there's an angle out there. You can find it. It's not the one that's gone viral, but it's kind of a wounded duck of a throw. Okay. It's not the easiest catch. Now, a 4th overall pick should corral that football, so no excuses. But there are mitigating factors. But the bottom line is the bottom line. When these are the moments that go viral, it just emphasizes the point. And I think it's also fairly interesting that Mike LaFleur, when asked about Marvin Harrison Jr., he's good. He's been good. That was not over the top in terms of excessive praise.
Which I appreciate that more than, he's all world. Look at him. He's an Adonis. He's making every play out there. Which sometimes you get, gaslit a little bit.
Hyperbole.
Too.
But also, and he missed some games and injured and stuff. And
he had a litany of
issues last year. But he was the one player, as Trey McBride's touchdowns skyrocketed, as Michael Wilson's catches went through the roof. Marvin Harrison Jr. was the one who didn't really see an uptick when Jacoby Brissett took over.
Yeah, it's true. It's very, very true.
Well, he played of Brissett's 12 starts. Harrison played in only half of those games.
Right. So he did miss time, but again, it's one really good game, 2 games where he disappears.
Yep. And we are 8 days away from preseason football. Next Thursday, the night, Cardinals and Panthers in the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Big weekend for the Arizona Cardinals next weekend. Coming up next, we will get you ready for Diamondbacks Pirates coming up at 9:35 first pitch. But D-backs on deck is next. It's Bickley and Murata mornings live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios of Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Arizona Sports. Countdown to Canton. The Arizona Cardinals franchise in the entire world will witness the induction of one of the NFL's greatest.
It's a dream come true.
Into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on August 8th.
Inside 6 minutes to go on the third. 3-0 Lions. First down in the Arizona 30. David Johnson is the running back. Cardinals go with 2 tight ends. And Rosen, play fake, setting up, looking for Fitz, throws for Fitz far side, and a sliding catch at the 44-yard line for a first down. Larry Fitzgerald takes the ball, throws it all the way to the Cardinal sideline as he breaks Jerry Rice's record for the most receptions with a single team in the history of the National Football League. 1,282 career catches for Fitz.
More memories of number 11 coming your way on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM as we continue our countdown to Canton.
Earnhardt Ford in Chandler just cranked up the heat this summer with the Ford Summer Sales Event, and the deals are too hot to ignore. Hey, it's Vince Murata, and don't sweat looking for your next ride. At Earnhardt Ford, you get transparent deals, zero pressure, and serious savings, and that ain't no bull. Get seriously sizzling savings like the 2026 Explorer with up to $6,500 off MSRP. Save some serious coin with available 0% financing. The heat is on, and these deals won't last long, so get them now at Earnhardt Ford. Trusted in the Valley since 1951. Shop local. Shop Earnhardt Ford. No bull for 75 years and going. That's Earnhardt Ford in Chandler, I-10 and Ray Road, or online at earnhardtford.com.
After all applicable offers on select new models, exclusions apply. Zero security deposit. Discount examples on select available 2025 Broncos Sports and 2026 Explorers. Special APR financing with approved credit on select available 2026 F-150, Bronco, and Explorer models. See dealer for details. Offer ends August 31st, 2026.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Are you afraid of running out of money in retirement? If so, you're not alone. In fact, studies show it's people's #1 concern, but there is a solution. Canvas Annuity offers a retirement savings product with one of the most competitive crediting rates in the country, up to 6.2% per year. The best part is you can get access to these industry-leading rates online in a few simple steps by visiting canvasannuity.com. Great rates, simple online products.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time. Buy online. NewACUnit.com.
Take your taste buds on vacation this summer at Sonic. Heat things up with the Tropical Heat Sonic Smasher. 2 hand-smashed patties made with Angus beef, drizzled with jalapeno and pineapple glaze. Then, cool down with the Tropical Cream Slush with coconut, pineapple, and creamy vanilla soft serve. It's like a tropical vacation, minus the flight delays. Try the Tropical Duo for a limited time this summer at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Dave Burns here with Liberty GMC General Manager Chris Scott. Chris, there's a lot of excitement around the dealership this month.
There is, Dave. Our red, white, and blue sale is here. Lease a 2026 GMC Train for just $269 a month, or drive home a new 2026 Canyon for only $319 a month. Plus, you pay what we pay, employee pricing on our 2026 GMC Sierra 1500, or take advantage of 0% for 36 months.
Visit Liberty GMC or shop online all the time. LibertyGMCAZ.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Arizona Sports, the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. We're checking in on the Diamondbacks as they warm up for the game's first pitch. D-backs on deck, brought to you by Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
I am so proud of these guys, the way they fought to win that baseball game. We had, a pitcher collect his first major league win. He stood on the mound like he'd been there for 10 years and just pumped the zone full of strikes. We executed at very critical moments. We got bunts down. We did a lot of little things right, and that's why we deserved to win the game. There are a few things that we did on the mound that allowed them to play a little catch up, and we're gonna figure that out. But overall, I'm really proud of this team and the way we won the game.
Torey Lovello, after last night's game, it was wild, but it was a win nonetheless. 8, 7, and 12 innings. The Diamondbacks squander a 6-0 lead before they get it back in the 12th on James McCann's 4th hit of the game.
Have yourself a day, James.
We have not talked a lot about James McCann. He's just one of those players you don't talk about a lot, but don't you feel better when he's available?
I do. Yeah, I think he's very accountable, very responsible, very productive, and very reliable.
Handles the pitching
He's
staff
very tough.
well.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a manager when it's all said and done.
I think you're right.
Yeah, a lot of catchers become managers, but he was one of the heroes. Torey Lovello mentioned Gerardo Carrillo getting his first career victory. 2 innings of great relief in the 11th and 12th after a real shaky bullpen. I was kind of up and down. The bullpen was shaky via Thompson and Sewald. The other 4 guys they were forced to use actually did pretty well. So there was that, but a huge game in this finale, too, because the Diamondbacks were able to nudge ahead of the Pirates again in the wild card standings. And no, in case you're saying it, it's not too early to start looking at it because there's so many teams. You have to keep kind of a daily appraisal of what's going on in that pecking order.
Yeah. No, listen, again, and we're almost into August, which means we're getting closer to the home stretch, and it's the idea that this is a team and a franchise that has already been caught on the outside looking in via a tiebreaker, and we know how absolutely debilitating that experience is.
Yep.
So today is a very, very important game. I think this one game might do more to sort of motivate Mike Hazen to make some moves than any other in the recent schedule. Because you win it, you've got that tiebreaker, you've got a 2-game lead on the last wild card, you've got the impetus to put your foot on the gas.
You have a chance because we've talked about the Diamondbacks are probably average to just above average, right? And the teams that they're competing with the wild card spot are very much like the Diamondbacks. Yeah. So these tiebreakers are probably going to be important down the stretch.
Time to take a look at today's pitching matchup, brought to you by the Window Depot. Did you know the Window Depot is more than just windows? They've got doors, skylights, cabinets, countertops, even flooring. Proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, thewindowdepot.com. In this big game, the Diamondbacks got their most consistent pitcher going today, left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez, 9-3, 2.64 ERA. Like most Diamondback starting pitchers, not big strikeout numbers. Just 86 strikeouts on the year in 122 innings. But he's the guy you feel good about, even though you mentioned it earlier, a couple of hiccups, one real distinct hiccup post-All-Star break. But you still have to have confidence in Erod in this game.
Yeah, and yeah, you do, obviously. He's got his ERA is 2.64, which is very, very good. He's, like I said, he's had one rough outing since the All-Star break, and I think it's just vital for him to kind of establish very early command against the Pirates.
Yep.
Take control of the game and then give yourself a chance to last long in the game on a day when the bullpen might be limited.
Going for the Pirates, right-hander Jared Jones. Shut up, Jared!
Shut up, Jared!
2-1, 3.72 ERA. Those numbers don't jump off the page, but he has been almost unhittable as of late.
He's good.
1.02 whip. And he's coming back from internal brace surgery, which is not the full Tommy John, but it's related to that. He did not return to the Pirates rotation until late May, but over his last 4 starts, a 1.29 ERA, 21 innings pitched, 28 strikeouts, 4 walks, and opponents are hitting 100 against him.
Wow.
That's a pretty good sample,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, that is a good sample. He's in a good place right now, and he is a tough righty. Diamondbacks going to have their hands full with him.
Yep. Injury report is brought to you by Barrow Neurological Institute. Learn more at barrowneuro.org. I pulled up the Diamondbacks injury report, and there is still way too many names on it. Jordan Lawler still dealing with the hamstring. Tommy Troy is still not asymptomatic with the AC joint after he ran into the wall making a catch. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. spent a lot of time on the injured list. He's still there. Michael Soroka working his way back. Zach Gallen, Dre Jameson, another guy we haven't mentioned, on the injured list again. And that's in turn just the short-term injuries, not to mention guys like Blake Walston, Corbin Burns, Justin Martinez, A.J. Puck, and the guys that are out for the year, and Saul Frank and Christian Mena. Ryan Nelson also working back from that strained elbow. Quick look at the Major League Baseball standings, brought to you by Liberty GMC, where the deals are a home run, and nowhere can you buy a new GMC for less. It is standings watching time. Once you get to late July, early August, with the trade deadline looming, Diamondbacks in sole possession right now of that third wild card spot in the National League, Bick, with a game lead over the Pirates, the Nationals, and a game and a half over San Diego. But even teams like St. Louis is in the rear view, but not by far. Miami is still hanging around. This is going to be, it has the potential to be an epic wild card race right now.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, listen, I think that people might say between epically mediocre teams when you get near the bottom, but it is what it is. And as you corrected me a couple days ago, it doesn't matter. You get in, you got a shot. And the Diamondbacks are living proof.
Yep. Quick look at today's keys to the game.
Listen, man, I need you to be the key master. I am the key master.
D-backs keys to the game. Arizona Sports, the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball.
What is your key for a Diamondbacks victory today?
I mentioned one of them already, and that is for Erod to establish early control, but I'm going to go somewhere else. I think the Diamondbacks hitters need to be very situationally minded and work counts today and get this really tough pitcher who's in a really good spot out of the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, the saving grace there on your key to the game is that he's on a strict pitch count. So he's not going to go, even if he's good, they're going to be very careful. He's one of their prized possessions in their system, so they're going to be real cautious with him. But if you can expedite that process of getting to the bullpen, the more the better. But I am going to go down to the low-hanging fruit for my key to the game. Eduardo Rodriguez is the key to the game. He's got to limit this potent lineup. And look, the deeper he goes into the game, he's not on any pitch restriction.
Yep.
And he can be a horse for you.
Okay.
If he can give you 7 strong and really limit what this bullpen has to do, That would be
It would be
godsend,
fortuitous.
especially
Yes.
going into an off day.
No doubt.
Before the Cleveland series.
How about a drama-free win? How about a nice, smooth
I thought
day?
we were getting that last night.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's never drama-free.
No.
That is D-backs on deck. We're about 40 minutes away from first pitch in Pittsburgh. Steve Zinsmeister coming up with the D-backs BP show next. Thanks to Steve for joining us on this 13th anniversary of this show being a thing. Let's start a new 13-year run tomorrow morning at 6. What do you say?
Another 13 years?
You got 13 years left in you?